Hey, ahoy everyone, it's Jeff, aka Godless Scummer. Welcome to what is probably now the second official St. Patrick's Day thing on my channel. Last year's, I've got to say, isn't public because I think I accidentally doxed myself before I realised in that. So, but it's just inviting a few people in and having a drink. Guinness, of course, is optional, but just sort of rustle up who I could find. I found a ring.
Hey.
I found a hopswatch.
Hello.
We have a Sam Chaos.
Hello there.
We have a Noodle.
Hi.
And we have a Jenny Morgan.
Nature girl.
How is everyone today?
Yeah, all right.
It's pretty good.
Yeah.
Been awake about 2 hours.
How's my camera angle?
Yeah,
we can see the outside of your car.
Okay.
That view's very pretty.
Yeah, well, I should say I think was it on Purple's stream the other week, Jen, where you were out in the car and we've seen the bald eagles fly in and out of the lake. You know, it was quite a
that was fun. They're pretty much starting to leave now. Things are thawing.
Yeah.
So they're spreading out. I was there on Saturday and I counted 55 eagles.
Yeah.
In one area.
I should just put up my banner, say thanks to my patrons, Gary Priestley, Dog, Johnny the Apostate, Ox, and Critical Cripple, who's recently become a patron of mine as well. So thanks very much for your support, guys. See what we got in the chat. I see he's like UK, which I know is my good buddy from real life, Chris, who I know is a bit normally I'll probably be out with him drinking today. It'll be the normal protocol, but hey ho, lockdown. Never again. Good to see you, Sandy. Ed, grumpy old dude, and Kevin Chaos. So happy St. Patrick's Day to everyone. And I just see Godless Sewing's just appeared as well. So hiya, Will.
Hey, Will.
So,
this is.
We got to get to the important stuff. As I said, the alcohol is optional today, but what is everybody drinking? So, who wants to go first? No, I know. Yeah, unfortunately, poor Hops has got work a bit later, so normally Hops would be the first one to partake in a beer. Jenny is obviously out driving at the moment, so I'd like to hope you're not drinking.
No, I'm parked and I'm having some barista coffee with filtered water on the side.
Okay. Ring.
I just recently brushed my teeth, but once that feeling goes out of my mouth, I'll be drinking watered down cranberry juice.
Yeah.
It looks like wine. It's close.
It looks like it's down to the Brits. Then it's down to the Brits. Sam.
Of course it is.
No, I'm currently on a mug of bells because why not?
A mug of bells.
I like that. I like the sound of that already.
Yeah.
It's blended whiskey.
Oh, okay.
Oh, nice.
Blended Scotch. Yeah. Noodle.
I am on Jameson Stout Edition.
Ooh,
Never
very
tried
nice.
this before. I've just poured myself a drink, but I haven't tried it yet. But I've never had it before. So
See, I've never tried the stout, but I've been told good things by my friend Rose. So,
well, I'm about to find out. So if I suddenly disappear off camera,
So is that a stout with Jameson whiskey in it?
no, it's Irish whiskey, and I quote, but while I can still read it, I'll read it out to you. They borrow ED Brewing borrow cask to age their fine Irish stout, and then they finish off the signature whiskey in these stout seasoned oak barrels.
Right. Okay. So, because actually I tried a stout once which had Jameson whiskey in it, and that beer was actually the best beer I had ever tried. for some time after that.
Very fair. What about you,
So,
Jeff? What are you drinking?
Well,
I think
okay.
it's
Before we get to what I'm drinking, I just want to say, because I just noticed Ed's put in the chat, he can't stay too long, but he's just mentioned that it is Amber's birthday today. So happy birthday to wish everyone. Happy birthday to Amber.
Yeah,
So
happy
as
birthday,
it
Amber.
is St. Patrick's Day, I thought I'd give the lagers on standby if we, run out. But we've got some Guinness West Indies Porter
Ooh.
to drink. So
Fancy.
Gonna pour it over a spoon.
pretty much, yeah. It's I've got a very rather than the pint glass here, I've got like an old-fashioned small Guinness stem glass for this, today. So.
Pinky finger out as well, very British.
Yes, very. Let me just put myself full screen there, just so people can see what I'm talking about. It is an actual Guinness glass. So,
yeah.
Noodle, and that stuff that you're drinking, can you actually taste the stout?
Well, I'm gonna find out in a minute because I haven't tried it yet. I just poured it out.
Yeah.
I might.
When I finish this Bell's, I have a bit of Malibu, but I also have something a bit fancy that my mum gave me for Christmas.
I do have. I do have some cans of Pepsi and bottle of Puffers dark rum on standby as well, just in case.
Wow.
I've got a bottle of Archers and a bottle of Malibu on standby for when this runs out.
But yeah, remember, calling me a lightweight is an insult to lightweights.
Calling this one a lightweight is an insult to feathers.
Ouch!
Yeah.
I forget
and that's
that
coming from their spouse.
Yeah.
Because trust me, I know.
Yeah.
Come on.
Maybe if I have enough to drink, I'll tell people why.
Not everyone
what stories
can drink.
We have.
I mean,
so
not
what I'm
everyone
hearing,
can drink like Northerners, though. Come on.
Yeah. So what I'm hearing is that we need to keep drinks like Copperberg and Guinness and stuff.
Guinness would be too strong for him.
Yeah. I got plastered off 3 chocolate liqueurs.
You know
Wow.
the Aldi cherry chocolate liqueurs?
Really? I've been eating them since I was like 8.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
well,
I
I once spilled windshield washer fluid on my hand and got drunk.
Yeah.
But,
yeah.
but
To
Jenny,
be fair, I get high off nail varnish, so I can't.
You were saying before we went live though, Jenny, when it's just you and I in the call, that you are partial to a nice gin now and again.
Yes, I enjoy Bombay Sapphire very much. Gin and tonic is my drink. I used to be a real Scotch junkie, and I thought it was extra cool to find some of the more rare single malts that you could find in the States. But my money ran out, and so I had to switch to something cheaper, which is gin, since it's made from a bush. And I don't know. I just found that gin and tonic was something that they could make at a local bar without it tasting absolutely horrible.
Yeah, gin and tonic. If you fuck that up,
yeah, it is pretty hard to fuck gin and tonic up.
Well, you have to be careful about letting gin out of the bottle, or else your spirits will run crazy.
Well, I'm all for getting crazy.
That's for later on in the stream.
By the way, speaking of single malts, Jenny, I'll just put myself full screen. I still have this is like a little nightcap thing I have now and again. I've had this a couple of years now. It's the Old Pulteney single malt, which I picked up
That's
when I
fancy.
was picked up the last time I was in Scotland. So
since it's a bit of a fancy day, I might have some of this stuff as well.
Oh, do you want me to put you full screen for that, Sam?
Sure.
Ooh.
Oh, that's good. That's a good drop.
That's a good drop.
Oben's a good drop.
Yeah, this was an 18th birthday present from my dad.
Yeah, because my dad, just my accent's gonna come out. Even without the drink, my accent's gonna come out with you on this stream, Sam.
We just can't help it, can we?
Yeah.
I always try and tone my accent down, and then I get onto the
try.
stream with you.
We try to for the Americans, and then it's just like, nope, not this.
2 drinks later.
You never should. I absolutely love your accents.
My accent is largely impenetrable. My natural accent.
Let it fly.
Yeah, you do
I-
kind of have to get used to it.
Don't worry.
I've been told that I'm completely unintelligible to anyone not from the UK after a few drinks if I don't really try.
Well, we will find out, won't we?
Yeah.
Yeah, no. My problem was, as a kid, I inherited my dad's accent, and he grew up in Halifax.
Oh, Halifax accent. That's something.
So when I went to school, I had the really thick Yorkshire accent that no one else had.
Halifax,
that's
that in
great.
Canada?
Yeah, you don't really get much more Yorkshire than Halifax, to be honest. But
You don't, do you? Everyone thinks it's
Halifax was in
Barnsley,
New-
but
Wait. I thought Halifax was in Nova Scotia.
there's 2. At least.
yeah,
Ah,
There's a Halifax somewhere in.
Yeah, that's the thing about town and city names in the U.S. or in North America. They're all either named after a European city, after a city further east, after the guy who founded it,
Or a northern mill town.
or it's a Native American name.
No, or it's Springfield.
Yeah.
Right.
Or in Springfield.
Yeah.
Still, okay. So, but usually they have a new before it or something like that.
but it's
Not necessarily.
Yeah, not necessarily.
There's
I
a
guess not.
Bradford in America, and I'm just like, no.
And
not
there's
that one.
also a
no.
There's a London
there's
and
also
Ontario.
a Bethlehem,
Yeah.
a Memphis.
See, I can look up any town near me and add the word Texas after it into Google, and it'll be a town in Texas too.
Yeah. But
And I've tried it.
But yeah, like especially when you get into the Northwest, the town names are either really boring or from a Native American language.
well, do you know? I really looked at because I looked at obviously one I'd expect to find a lot of towns. I live in a county called Hampshire, so you actually look at New Hampshire. There's quite a few towns with similar sounds in names. You know, obviously there's a Winchester, there's a Portsmouth, there's an Andover in New Hampshire. You know, interestingly, not a Southampton, but
Yeah.
Jeff, I thought that the word shire, SHIRE, was basically the American equivalent of county. So that means that
Yeah.
Hampshire is Hampshire.
There's
it's so,
No, there's a bunch
yeah,
of places names ending in Shire here too. Although it's
Yeah.
normally
You only
pronounced
pronounce it
Shire.
Shire when it's on its own. If it's a part of something, it's always Shire. Lancastershire.
Yes, it's like
Yorkshire.
yeah, Gloucestershire.
yeah.
The Shire.
Worcestershire.
Yeah, Worcestershire.
And why can't
Worcestershire.
Americans say that word? I don't get it.
Worcestershire.
Nobody can pronounce
Yeah,
it.
because
It's a
the
bit like
Shire
how-
was a district under a governor, wasn't it, originally?
yeah, and then you had the enforcer, didn't you? Like the called the reeve, which is where you get the word sheriff from.
Mm.
Ah.
So yeah, it's kind of like a county, Jenny. I can see why Americans would call a shire a county, looking at if we call it like an area under a governor over here. I can see where that.
Which is kind of funny because
Yeah.
in America it's states that are under governors.
And you have obviously counties within your states, though, don't you? So
So Montana sure is 3 times the size of your country.
yeah,
Yes, but
exactly.
when you say Montana Shire, you sound like you're from Michigan.
Sure, you betcha.
No,
Michigan sure.
Montana's not 3 times the size of Britain.
It is.
Yeah, it is.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I think
I
I
With
think,
googled
room
it
to
and checked
spare.
it.
I think Texas is about 5 times the size of the UK.
No,
alone,
Something like
so-
that.
no
Yes.
way.
Yeah.
Absolutely
yeah.
way. I googled it. We had an
Texas
entire
is-
discussion about this once.
Yeah, Texas is at the very least times bigger than the UK.
Yeah, I think
Is
it's
that-
5 or
UK
6
isn't
times
that
bigger.
big.
Is that
Actually.
Texas measured by world standards, by Texas standards?
So
No,
Sweden
by
is bigger
square
than the UK.
So if you look in square kilometers, Texas is 1.78 times bigger than the UK, but that's if you're measuring purely in square kilometers.
Okay.
It would be the same if you measured in miles, I'm pretty sure.
Well, yes, but that it was more of a comment on that's how much land is physically there.
Right. Well, who said 5 times?
That was a guess, and I've got to say that was a guess.
I don't think it was.
Yeah,
that
There
big.
are certainly lots
That
of
was
states
me.
that are bigger than the UK, though.
So
Yeah.
according
Sweden. I mentioned Sweden.
England has an area of 130,373 square kilometers. Montana has hang on, I've got to
Well,
put it
the
in
entire
feet.
United
Like
Kingdom
four-
is the entire United
Wait.
Kingdom is 243,610 square kilometers. So
This number has got 13 digits. My
to
brain.
give you an idea, Jenny, the whole of the UK is maybe a little bit bigger than the state you live in.
In Minnesota?
Yeah, but actually, I just looked this up. Actually, yeah, Minnesota
Is that including
Minnesota
the United Kingdom?
is about 85% the size of the UK in geographical area.
Minnesota's a lot bigger than people give it credit for. Most of
Yeah.
the
So
Yeah.
Montana
Including all-
is 380,800 square kilometers.
Denmark is like 43,000 or something.
Yeah, England is. Oh, right. So it's not the UK, it's England. It's multiple sides back because England is 130,000
Okay.
square kilometers. That's why.
Okay. Okay.
I mean, it's still not small, is it? Like,
I was a little off of my estimate, but Texas is 178% larger than the United Kingdom. So that gives you an idea, though. So I was a little off with my guessing there, but
yeah, but they need all that extra space for the freaking trucks.
And yes, and Texas is the second biggest state. It goes Alaska, Texas, California, Montana.
And half of Texas is uninhabitable, so.
Yeah.
And the rest has Republicans on it, so.
that's no way to talk about. That's no way. So say that's no way to talk. Yeah, I was going to say that's no way to talk about Houston, but you know.
Well,
I don't know. Have you ever been to Houston?
I mean, even their senators are saying
Houston
that
right
Cancun is nicer.
All right.
No.
Noodle.
Have you seen?
And rings
have you
in
seen
there
the film?
first.
Noodle.
Hey, Noodle.
I'm in Houston right now.
It's pretty.
Oh, say hello to my old friend. He lives
Houston,
there.
Minnesota.
Houston, Minnesota, not the
right.
big.
And that was the one. That's the one who has like 500 inhabitants, and it's still a city, right?
900.
900. Okay.
Actually, I think we busted 1,000 in this census.
Wow. And you're a city.
That's what they say.
I never. I mean, I moved around
I think
quite
my
a bit.
postcode has more people in it than that.
Yeah, I was gonna say my village has like 4,000 or 5,000 people in it.
The high school I went to had more people in it than this by 3 times.
Okay.
Right.
So,
I never
I can
lived
say
in
that.
such a small city neither.
Granny, who's there?
Oh, Granny.
Yeah.
Hello.
I know. I think I know what's coming here, but we'll see. I think I know the joke that's coming. Yeah.
I'm not very
What's
good at
coming,
not
Granny?
jokes. I always say come in.
Doors open.
Right.
Well, while we're waiting, my hometown is like the biggest city.
Irish who? Oh no. Let's get to the punchline in a second. Give Granny time.
Yeah.
So,
Oh no.
Yeah.
I knew that was coming, but I knew that was
It's
coming.
terrible, but you've got to laugh because it's Paddy's Day.
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay,
right.
do I want to start a battle?
There's a similar one. There's a similar one
Oh
with
dear,
Irish.
are we in for some punishment? Here, Noel?
Well, I was going to ask, where's everyone stand on Paddy's Day versus Patty's Day? Because I see Americans say this and I get irritated.
Is it not Paddy? That's what I've always heard.
I've
Paddy's.
seen Americans say Patty and it drives me crazy.
Excuse me?
It's La Ele Patrick.
I just say Pat.
I'll take your word for it.
So, knock knock.
Who's there?
Is there?
Come in.
Doctor.
Oh
Oh,
no!
No.
The oldest
No.
knock joke in the world. No.
So what's the joke?
Hey, before Doctor Who, well, who's older? The band The Who or the series Doctor Who?
Oh,
Doctor
Right.
Who is
Doctor
probably
Who.
older.
Who, right.
Sure,
Who
I think
started-
that's close.
Doctor
Yeah.
Who started in
The Who?
1963.
63.
So, which was a year before The Who, because The Who was 64.
Okay.
64 years
Because
active.
you could
yeah.
make the same joke with The Who.
Yeah.
The
and
The-
Daltrey turned into a Trumpy, so who cares about him?
Well,
Hmm.
Who did that?
That reminds me of the conspiracy theory me and Noodle came up with.
See, what?
You came up with it. I just made the meme.
Yeah.
Oh, dear.
So, the day after Kennedy was assassinated, the
Ooh.
first episode of Doctor Who aired.
That's true.
Conspiracy theory is Kennedy didn't die; he just regenerated.
Yeah,
Right.
works. I actually forgot that yes, that was the first episode was transmitted on the 23rd of November. Yeah,
Yeah.
I actually remember that now. It was a bit of
See, now, what do you call a pair of crows?
An attempted murder.
There you go.
the
The other answer, of course, being Odin's.
Hmm.
yeah.
I thought Odin had ravens, not crows.
I
Oh, yeah,
even
so we know
think-
it's more
Yeah.
than
No,
just
ravens and
crows.
crows were
that-
the same thing.
That's correct, by the way.
No, there's
No.
a difference. Ravens are bigger, and there's a
Bigger.
different wing shape.
Oh god, I've got
and
it
also,
going.
I think, correct me if I'm wrong, but isn't beak colour also different between the two in terms of
Yeah.
coloration?
Yes, they are,
It
and-
depends on the species.
Oh, and ravens, you can actually teach ravens to speak, just like you can teach parrots to speak. But
You
can't
can
do
teach
that with
crows also.
Yeah, you can teach crows to speak as well.
You
Oh,
can?
and
Yeah.
while we're on the
Ravens
subject,
have a... Gone.
while we're on the subject, I'd like to dispel a rumor. I've come across this myth. It's an older myth, but I like to speak out against it whenever I can. You do not have to cut the raven's or crow's tongue to teach it to speak. It'll pick up speech just fine.
I didn't even know that was
Yeah,
that was a myth.
Yeah.
That was the thing.
But yeah, I
no,
didn't
of
know
course
about that.
Yeah, corvids generally are very clever.
I was to say I remember the joke from like number of years ago, about in the early 2000s. There was the thing with China, wasn't there, with the when you had President Hu Jintao, and then the Prime Minister was Wen Jiabao. So it was like the president is who and the Prime Minister is when. So it's like, so everyone was like doing that old routine. Who's the Prime Minister? No, when's the Prime Minister? Yeah, but who's the president? Yeah, who? You know, that old
Yeah.
that old routine.
Yeah.
Oh, see, that just reminds me of the Horrible Histories skit about the revolution with like names like who and what.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, some of those horrible histories didn't age well, did they?
They didn't, but I still enjoy watching them.
Mm.
There's a series it only lasted for one season called The History of the World Backwards with Rob Newman, which it was I'd say it was more clever than funny, but it was kind of like the idea of history going backwards. So you've got the monks at Lindisfarne sort of talking about like how many years ago the great peacemaker Tony Blair took the troops out of Afghanistan. You get you get the idea like that,
There's actually a show on public television in the States that is kind of on that basis, except it's, first of all, a science show, and it takes something that we use or are familiar with day to day, and they trace it back. What things had to happen for this thing to exist today?
Oh, I've seen that one. I think Engineering Connections or something. It sounds very similar to Engineering Connections.
Yeah, no, that's not it, but yeah, that's the basic concept that is going through all the things that have been invented and how they were discovered and how they interlink with everything else, and it's really quite fascinating.
Yeah. That's the one, yeah. That's the one. And Who's on First? Yeah, I remember that one.
Animaniacs actually did a pretty funny parody of that sketch with Woodstock. So, who's the band? No, what's the band? Who? The band on stage. Who?
Oh, hello. I'm just having a little bit keep talking. I've just been tagged in something by Navadia for some reason. So.
Oh yeah. So the LGBT Alliance were mentioned by the BBC, but they were described in a relatively positive light.
Oh.
And there's a petition to be signed that it should be mentioned they are in fact a hate group.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
it should be mentioned. Yeah.
I mean, the BBC is basically just the propaganda wing of the Tory party now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it has been for a while.
Yeah.
Actually, it said people need to remember Brass Eye. I don't know if I don't know if Americans probably ever saw Brass Eye. Brass Eye was a really good sort of comedy satire show. No, that was.
Yeah, I never heard of it.
It was that guy, Chris Morris. It was an offshoot of a thing they started in the something started in the 90s called The Day Today, which was a satire news program, and it was Chris Morris and Steve Coogan amongst others. And there was two things that shot out of it. One was Brass Eye, and the other one was the sports presenter on The Day Today, which was a character called Alan Partridge. Which basically that thing all started out of The Day Today. But that was really, it was quite. It was quite on the edge at times though. Brass Eye for a satire show. It was. Yeah.
Yeah, you said Partridge, and I thought of the Partridge Family.
Mm.
Ooh, Shirley Jones was hot. She's the original MILF.
Yeah, and what I remember the Partridge Family is that really sweet, innocent-looking kid. Didn't he grow up to be a total dick? Yes, Danny Bonaducci, I'm talking about you.
I thought he was a prick when he was a kid on the show. He was a ginger. You know he was going to be trouble.
Right. So, did anyone see what happened in Georgia, in Atlanta?
Yeah.
No, I haven't. I've not been paying.
There was a. You know what? Are we calling it a hate crime, or are we calling it a terrorist attack?
I don't know.
One excludes the other.
Yeah, I think it's both.
Right.
I'm not calling it anything. So, yeah.
He went to 3 different spas in Atlanta, Georgia, and killed 8 people. All of them Asian Americans, mostly Chinese descent, I think.
Can I see,
or Vietnamese descent? I'm not sure.
What was the shooter, white or black?
White.
Right.
Then in America, I believe it's classed as a mental health issue.
Yeah, right, of course.
Just like in Europe. Anyway, I saw South Korea being mentioned, that they were actually South Koreans, but I mean, it really doesn't matter, doesn't it?
I'm not entirely sure who.
They look wrong.
So Al Qaeda strikes again.
Yeah, basically.
Right. Love it. No, it actually got me a bit down reading that this morning. So I've been in a pretty bad mood. On top of doing absolutely horrible terrorism, they destroy St. Patrick's Day for me, the bastards.
Yeah.
Well, it's just a day for them damn Catholics to try and take over a good Christian nation.
Right.
Like the Protestants. I'm going to keep my mouth shut. There's alcohol involved, so politics shouldn't be.
Yes.
There's alcohol here. Politics could be a very bad move today in this street.
Yeah.
Especially in regards to Protestants versus Catholics.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I prefer to view this as International Market Guinness Day.
That would be beautiful.
I just think we should just rename it International Happy Day. Because let's be honest.
I'm trying to make it the National Day of Hopswatch, telling the Irish to tell the Catholic Church to go fuck themselves, just like they did with the UK back in the day.
Oh, I'll sign that petition.
Right.
Hey,
while I remember, actually,
how about some interesting tidbits about St. Patrick?
Yeah, it's bollocks about him driving the snakes out of Ireland. They weren't even there when he came.
No,
they have never been there, and that's actually
the snakes is a metaphor for the pre-Christian. That's what I was taught at Catholic school, anyway. That the snakes is a metaphor for pre-Christian, polytheist, and pagan.
It is actually an interesting and true fact of biology and paleontology that there indeed have never lived wild snakes in Ireland.
Yep.
That's right.
It actually is so, and that's
what was St. Patrick's favorite color or color of St. Patrick?
I'm not.
I have no idea.
It was blue.
It wasn't either of what you're thinking it is.
I will say this though, Ireland's, at least of Ireland, they have a patron saint that actually went to their country, unlike England.
Yeah.
Isn't St. George Palestinian?
Syrian,
Palestine, that area, yeah.
Yeah, that kind of area.
That'd please the Tories, wouldn't it?
How can England justify closing borders?
To be honest, St. George is like the most, because it's really funny that you get all these English nationalists like make St. George's Day a bank holiday, which I wouldn't mind so much if it wasn't for the fact that they'd get rid of May Day if we did. But it's like, yeah, they just want to wave the flag and all be English nationalists and whatever. And like, you do realise there isn't much more multicultural than St. George on this day, right?
Damn these Syrians coming over, marrying our maidens and slaying our dragons.
While I remember, Ring, my boyfriend asked me to say to you, damn Yank.
Damn Yank. I told you, Ring. I told you.
Yeah.
Fucking limeys. And potato heads, too.
Oh.
Yeah, because my boyfriend's Texan, so.
Well, they were either going to be Texan or they were going to be British with a comment like that, weren't they?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, there is like a wide swath of the South that
I was going to say Bible Belt. I think will be more apt than specifically Texas. Then you can get into an argument as to if Texas is Bible Belt. Didn't we just say no politics a minute ago?
Yes, we did.
Yeah, we did. We did. It's always difficult because it seems to be where we always end up going on these.
So, fun fact: Texas cannot legally secede, but they can legally. But they do have a provision in their constitution that lets them explode into 5 smaller states.
So why don't they do that?
Because it would ruin the GOP's power base there.
I reiterate, why don't they do that?
Because the GOP runs Texas.
Yeah. I think
So what we want is we actually want Texas to secede, so it does that.
I mean, theoretically, because it's like, I suppose in the big cities, isn't it? It's mainly a bit more towards the Democrats, but like everywhere else in Texas.
I mean, Texas also is gerrymandered the fuck out of.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. I mean, Austin's always had a reputation as being like this little liberal oasis in this like conservative desert, hasn't it? But
yeah, I mean,
if gerrymandering, Texas would be blue.
I mean, if we are able to actually go to other countries by the time this comes around, I'm planning to actually visit Austin. Kind of June.
Oh.
I want to go back to Italy.
Me too.
Italy was very nice. We should see. I feel like me and Noodle would have a blast in Rome.
See, I went to Rome last time, so I know where all the good bars are now.
When I went to Rome, I was 16, so I did not get opportunity to visit bars.
I'll be back in 2 minutes.
You had every opportunity, you just didn't take it. Trust me, the waiters don't care how old you are.
Oh no, they don't. I was with my mum.
Another reason is I'm learning Italian, and that's actually progressing surprisingly quickly. It's really a language that you can get far into in relatively short time. It's very logical, and the grammar isn't particularly difficult, and also the spelling. I mean, once you get to know how to pronounce all the letters, actually just listening to it will pretty much give away how to spell it. So it's in many ways it's an easy language to start with. And what I did yesterday was I started watching, of all things, Peppa Pig in Italian, and I was actually surprised that after a month or something on Duolingo, how much I actually understood of it.
Yeah.
Now it was an episode about fruit, and I had just learned a lot about Italian food, so that would of course be part of it. But I mean, it was really surprising, and actually, no matter which language you're learning, Peppa Pig is a good thing to start with, because the phrases that they're going on about will be repeated 2 or 3 times, first by the kids, then by the narrator.
Yeah, it used to be. I don't know if Sam's old enough to remember it, or if it was still going when Sam was younger. It used to be, there was a show on British TV called Tots TV, and it was about these 3 little ragdolls, and one of them was French. So it basically taught British kids basic French in the same sort of way of they'd say something,
yes.
and then Tilly, Tom, and Tiny, the Tots TV.
Yes, it had finished airing by the time I was watching it, but my mum had a copy of the DVD or something, I think.
Wow. Yeah.
In Denmark, we've got kids TV shows where kids will be taught basic Swedish and Norwegian, pretty much the same way. Well, that's cool.
Yeah. But you are right about Italian. A few years ago, I went to Italy on holiday for a week, and I realized 2 weeks. I only booked it 3 months before I flew out, and then I forgot about it because life got in the way. Then I realized 2 days before I was going, oh hell, I don't speak Italian. I went on Duolingo and did the first 3 levels of Duolingo, and it was more than enough to survive.
Mm-hmm.
A few people mistook me for being Spanish because my accent was atrocious, but I survived.
Oh, my Italian is really bad. I probably only remember a few phrases now.
Noodle, which language would you say were more difficult, Italian or Spanish?
Spanish.
Would be my
country mile. The pronunciation of Spanish is really weird.
Yeah, I was once trying to say ham and ended up saying girlfriend because Spanish.
Yeah.
Well,
That could have been awkward.
Yeah. Yeah, in terms of what you want for lunch, that's
Though I will say, damn it, Sam, bringing down the. I learned French in school, and I found this out recently. Statistically, Italian is like 89% similar to French. Now, for a language to be classed as a dialect, or for something to be a dialect to something else, there has to be an 85% similarity. So essentially, French and Italian are dialects of quite clearly an older language.
Latin.
Of Latin.
you will see. I studied just a little bit of Catalan, and I knew enough French and Italian already at that time to see how it fits very, very neatly in between those two languages.
Yeah.
I mean, it's staggering. It's like I usually call Catalan. It's French pronounced as if it was Italian.
Yeah.
That's Catalan.
Yeah.
See, I have previously made the comment: if you take Italian and take away Spanish, you get French.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, the pronunciation in French is different, and the spelling is way, 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 way different. Apart from that, you might be right. But I mean, I do know a little bit of French as well, but I mean, I never progressed as quickly in French as I did as I do right now in Italian.
I probably still have some French stored in my brain. I did do it at GCSE.
Same, yeah.
Je parle un petit peu de français aussi.
Ce n'est pas français. No, sorry. Ce n'est pas possible parce qu'il y a des problèmes de prépa. 99, je ne parle pas français.
And they're you're talking now.
It is actually French, but it doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, I was going to say that didn't make a lot of sense. You were talking about apples at one point.
Yeah, that was just kind of like that. That does not follow. I know those words. That doesn't follow.
But yeah,
what I said is, what I said is, it's not possible because of the problem with the people. 99, I don't speak French.
Yeah, that's what I heard, and I was like, "Excuse me."
I think I heard something like, "It's not possible." I think I mistook. I think you said people, but I heard it as pom for some reason.
Ah, right, perfect.
Yeah, I think my audio came through as pom, so I heard something to do with apples, and then I heard I don't speak French.
Hold on, I'll stay there. Bon night, they douche, Rodney.
All right, Del boy.
Yeah, Monge 2. They say, yeah. I actually I don't know if you sort of Brits saw the thing Rock and Chips, which was like the prequel to Only Fools and Horses, and you kind of see where Del picked up his little French things from some of his, but like she'd say like things in French that were not French, and say his face it's like the French say Tel Aviv. You know.
Oh dear.
Oh dear.
I don't know if that makes me want to laugh or cry.
It's Only Fools and Horses. You've got to laugh. Ring really likes British humour. Just FYI.
That's good. I was gonna.
Have you heard the one about?
I've accidentally upset a lot of Americans because they didn't realise my humour was dry.
Let me put it this way. We sat here one day and we binged Hello, and we binged Faulty Towers, and Ring was laughing more than I was.
Excellent.
So...
Did you hear the joke about the German radio operator?
Nine.
Okay, you guys were mentioning Peppa Pig whilst I was outside the room. You seen this clip?
Oh.
Your senior drill instructor.
That's easy.
Who the said that? Who's the slimy little out here who just signed his own death warrant?
It's just a
Well, no, I admire your honesty. Hell, I like you. You can come over to my house and my sister.
I'll be right back.
I'm asking the questions here, Private. Do you understand? I'm the kind of guy that would a person in the and not even have the goddamn common courtesy to give him a reach around. I'll be watching you.
I do have to say, I love
That
how
was
that
fantastic.
comment in that film in Full Metal Jacket.
Yeah.
His issue with the guy is not that he would breach don't ask don't tell, it's that he wouldn't give the other guy a reach around. I just find it the funniest thing.
It's great. So, do you guys know how tall Peppa Pig is?
I only know she has 4 eyes.
Oh yeah, Peppa Pig is a monster if you consider it, because Peppa Pig's height is 7 feet and 1 inch.
That's a big pig.
You could be a big pig too. Why?
Oh, I
I
shouldn't
mean,
have started
But
drinking this.
I mean,
fun,
it's like the
fun
old
fact.
yeah.
Lee. What's his name?
Lee Ermey.
Yeah.
He was an actual U.S. Marine gunnery sergeant, wasn't he?
Yeah,
yeah,
he ad-libbed all of that.
Yeah.
he did. Yeah. Apparently, there's cut scenes and stuff of him of like different takes out there somewhere that Kubrick had.
Well,
But those are the ones he went with.
Well, the thing is, he was there as a advisor,
Yeah.
like a technical advisor, and he gave Kubrick a tape of him going, cussing someone out for a full minute without repeating himself, and Kubrick gave him the role.
Yeah, that'll do it.
That's great. That's also on point.
That's all you need, isn't it?
Yeah.
And that movie is so quotable mostly because of that character's quotes.
Yeah. And the thing is, that movie should not be quotable. When you think about what it's about and the way it goes.
It shouldn't be, but it is.
Yeah. It's
So that gunner dude actually appeared in one of Peter Jackson's movies later on, in The Frighteners, with Michael J. Fox, one of Michael J. Fox's last movies.
Oh.
See, I remember I was watching. I don't know if she's still in the chat. I was like lying wide awake last night, so I was watching Granny's stream, and said what's his name, Matt, almost a doctor in there, and he's got he's an Aussie content creator, but he was sort of saying, like, I think he's got similar bugbear as myself as Noodle with should we say historical accuracy in certain movies.
I get quite irritated.
I said I do have to comment though on the irony of an Aussie complaining about historical accuracy in movies when Russell Crowe and Mel Gibson between them are two of the worst offenders. So,
have you ever heard of Gaelic Storm, the band?
No, I haven't actually.
No. They have this great song. The night I punched Russell Crowe in the head.
I don't even know what kind of music they play, but I think I already like that band.
Oh yeah,
you can find that on YouTube.
Yeah. Well, I was listening to. Obviously, I'm gonna have to sort of listen to it a few times. I've got other songs to listen to, but I listened to like a 20-minute long song yesterday for Ring's stream on there, which is obviously 2112 by Rush.
Yeah.
Because that just teaser folks, that's going to be the subject of Media Musings this Sunday.
And what I think,
I don't think I'd listened to that particular Rush song before. What a fucking great tune, though.
Yeah. Well, what I think happened was when it was digitized like the entire first side of the album got like clumped together as one song.
Yeah.
That's one of the things
Yeah,
I like about Pink Floyd most is that their albums have separate songs, but you wouldn't know it to listen.
Well, I was a bit like it. Totally forgot to like do any research for Hero when I was on Ring Street. So I must make a point of listening to 2112 by Rush.
Yeah, I've got it on my Spotify, but I haven't got around to
then
listening to it
it
yet.
kind of helps that I like Rush anyway. I'm not that familiar with 2112, so I was like, okay, good stuff.
It's their, it's their rock opera, and it's generally regarded as the best of that era.
So, because obviously we are taking a break from Media Musings 1 week because there's the Dungeons and Dragons little one shot.
Speaking of which, I need to actually get my bloody character sheet to you at some point. Ring. I did save it somewhere. I'd have to try and figure out where.
I'm gonna need serious help with characters because I'm the non-D&D player here, but I think I'm just going to keep it very basic, sort of martial. Like I just like Ring. Okay, that one sounds good. I'll go with it. I got no idea what he does, but he sounds good.
Go use D&D Beyond and make it build you a character.
Yeah.
Oh, so Ring. For my character sheet, for my character's description, I have written some fun stuff. For example, my character's weight is 48 Darth Vader masks.
At least it's not the same as a duck.
We got
true, and my character's height is a fridge.
For those who want a little sneak peek, Ring did a stream a couple of days ago where Ring was building the map, which was and for those who aren't familiar with the premise, is the party here will be invading Dinosaur Adventureland in Alabama, and the idea is that we will be looking for Kent Hovind's tax returns.
But they're only going to be whacked by yours truly because they're stupid atheists.
I want you to DM in that voice for the entire game.
Oh God! Jeff is going to be our token binary person.
Yeah,
our token binary. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, because there's ex-cult babies in it as well.
Yeah,
aren't they? So. I see. I tend to, I quite often tend to be the token straight het guy in a lot of these streams.
Yeah.
Is this a D&D game?
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh.
I see.
Yeah.
I've never played D&D at all.
I've played it once, and that was on Ring's channel for just because I thought like I've got to give tabletop role-playing games a try just once, just to say I've done it, and I've started somewhat getting into it once I've kind of roughly figured out what I was doing, but
and also Sam, if you like, once you find where you have your character sheet, you can there's a sheet on Roll20 that you can just copy all the info into.
Noted. Now, my I think my character, I did something like 1 bard, 1 rogue, 4 cleric, 4 druid.
Okay.
It's completely suboptimal. Completely.
Yeah.
You do realise if we're successful in this campaign, we're going to have to do the Ark Encounter D&T or something.
Excellent.
You do know this.
My mouth tastes like I've been sucking on Werther's Originals, and I'm not sure how I feel about this.
Those are
let me check.
That is
only supposed to have
perfect.
hints of butterscotch.
Yeah.
This is perfect. We were just talking about that D&D which account just turned up in the chat. This is awesome. Ken Hogan, if you have any thoughts on YouTube, Christian apology to Smoky Saints arrest. Oh wow! I didn't even know about this.
I heard something about that being a thing that might happen, and just kept my nose out because it was like it'll get dealt with one way or another.
Yeah, I'm,
If
Wow.
they're guilty, you know.
yeah. I
Uh,
mean, the Christian apologists have not been having a good couple of weeks because Side 10 Brook and
Side
Craig
10,
was,
not-
yeah,
yeah.
Side 10 is no longer in ministry anymore and it just does appear that I think the way it was phrased in the article I read was did something inappropriate with a vulnerable woman is the way I heard it phrased was Sai. So much what exactly that thing was, I don't know.
No, I think he was purposefully vague.
I will say though, and I'm going to ask, can we?
Yeah, this is.
We said it, but can we not discuss it, please? Because it's quite a sensitive topic.
It's a bit. Yeah, it's supposed to be a fun stream, so it's like.
Let's try and.
It's not just that I don't particularly want to think about people.
I've got no problem ragging on apologists at all, but there's kind of This is supposed to be a bit of fun today. Let's probably not go down.
No. So now this question might be a little bit too political, but specifically to Noodle and Jeff, what is the proper way to eat a French fancy?
To eat a French what?
French fancy. Those are the Kipling's ones with the sponge with the icing on them, aren't they?
Yeah, sometimes that's also called fondant fancies. French fancies, I think, is a Mr. Kipling trademark. People have their own opinions on this. I think I tend to be one of those like horrible people that just like tries to get the cake bit and separate it from the little icing bit because I love just having the icing by itself, sort of thing. So.
What I'm gonna say is even in my head this sounds vaguely pornographic, so I apologise. But you bite the head off, lick out the cream, and then finish off the rest.
Yeah.
Okay.
Noodle is objectively correct.
Yeah. So yeah.
Biting the head off. I think that sounds exactly erotic to me.
That's not a political question.
I mean, not kink shaming here, not kink shaming here.
But yeah, that's not a political question, Sam. Now, if you want to get really political, is it a tea cake or a bap or a bap or a cold
sponge cakes, really, aren't they?
Yeah, what is it? And what's the difference?
I mean, I use bap and bun interchangeably.
Fair. To me, baps are always those giant things you get at roadside cafes with about 100 chips in them.
Or, if we really want to get political,
is it scone or scone?
Pineapple on pizza.
Yes.
Ring, boot, ring. Hold on, where's boot ring from the stream? Sorry. Yeah.
Like, I'm Ring's spouse, and I'll agree with that one because I have to watch them eat the damn.
Pineapple on pizza, yes, at the penalty of death.
Like Hop said, no kink shaming, but pineapple on pizza is kind of a hard limit.
Yeah.
So, talking about food has just reminded me of something. Noodle, have you been to the US? I'm trying to think.
Yeah.
So, do they have proper cheese or is it all plastic cheese?
It's plastic.
Fuck you.
No. Do you know those? Those cheese slices you get in the supermarket for like 35p for 10?
Oh, the fake cheese.
The fake cheese that they put on like cheap takeaway cheeseburgers.
Yeah.
It's that.
That's bad.
No, wait a minute. Hold on.
Jenny wants to defend America here.
I grew up and lived in Wisconsin for 60 fucking years. Wisconsin is the cheese center of the United States. Okay, we make some of the finest cheeses on the planet. Our cheesemakers are winning international awards all the time, taking absolutely sweeping competition with every goddamn category. No, America has excellent cheese. There are production factory cheeses that aren't even cheese, but don't you dare to say that is American cheese. American cheese is what they make down the street. Okay.
Okay, we'll blame Ring because Ring decided where to take me to eat all the time. I was in America.
This is.
It was their fault.
I thought.
Two words, Noodle. 2 words. Bison burger.
Yes, that was amazing, but the cheese on it was plastic. The sound I made when I bit into a bison burger is not suitable for streaming. I
never thought that American cheese would be the most controversial topic.
Because my dad was telling me that American cheese is that you're going to find anywhere I'm likely to go is probably going to be plastic. And I was like, that sounds like it might be my dad pulling my leg, but I'm not sure.
If you stay on the interstate and only eat out of gas stations and, chain.
And if you come to Wisconsin and you drive the interstate, you'll be pulling off to the cheese castle, which is 5 to 10,000 square feet of nothing but highest quality cheeses you're going to buy anywhere.
We need to go there, Rinks. I need to find an American equivalent to Red Leicester for when I come out there. Because I can't live without Red Leicester.
Red Leicester is good.
Wisconsin or Vermont.
Fair enough.
I think we're going to be closer to Vermont, aren't we?
Yeah, you will.
Probably.
Wisconsin's better.
Yeah. So that does beg the question.
Doesn't Vermont though just do their own sort of knockoff version of cheddar?
I imagine they do.
It's quite funny.
That's Somerset cheese, isn't it? So cheddar. So.
Oh,
yeah, cheddar is excellent.
And the product that is called American cheese, that you're calling American cheese, is not cheese. It's called American cheese food in the States because it is not cheese. They have to call it cheese food. They have to add that food to it.
Oh yeah, that's like that joke when
not cheese. It is not cheese.
Yeah, that's like when they in America on Top Gear when they went to America and it was imitation American cheese.
Oh my god!
It's like, so what is it if it's not cheese?
Yeah.
Like what is it if it's not cheese?
My dad bought some fake. My dad bought some fake cheese the other day, and I looked on the back and it said 60% cheese.
So it's.
We have cheddar over here that is aged 25 years.
God damn it!
In America, doesn't that make it officially a antique?
Yes, it does. It is.
Given the age of your country,
it is so sharp that people will get cracked lips just biting it. It turns to powder when you.
After mozzarella, cheddar is the most popular cheese in the United States. After mozzarella.
Gouda is really coming up fast.
I'm going to be very suspicious of the cheddar when I visit because my boyfriend has told me that the Texan cheddar is excellent, but he's also told me that American pancakes are the proper way to have pancakes. So,
yes, American pancakes are the proper way to have pancakes.
Yeah,
I will go with that.
Pancakes. Okay.
Also. Jenny, what's the situation in America like for Edam? I need Edam in my life.
Edam, what's that?
Edam cheese. It's a Dutch cheese.
I'm not familiar with it. I don't know all the cheeses.
Doesn't sound good.
Ring, we need to live somewhere near an Aldi.
Is that a soft cheese?
It's probably famous. It's the cheese that sort of comes in like a red. Yeah, it's like a red ball.
A red ball. Yeah, it's very similar to Gouda in texture and taste, but it's slightly denser, maybe. I don't know. It's quite similar to Gouda, but not quite.
And it's a
denser than Gouda.
I can't pronounce what it is in Dutch. I defer to you, Hops.
Gouda.
Gouda.
Yeah, I'm not even going to be able to try. I'm not going to be able to manage that, so I'm not even going to try.
So maybe Hodor just really like cheese.
I have a good friend who's Dutch and a foodie. I'll ask him if he knows of any available in the area.
Please do,
check
please
out.
let me know because I would order that stuff in bulk.
Oh, really? Okay.
I'm not even joking. Edam cheese. I just
Yeah.
Ever since I was a
Here's
kid.
nothing. Did you know that Wisconsin puts out more organic food or vegetables than anywhere else in North America?
I feel like that should surprise me, but it doesn't.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
California advertises them as, oh, we're a good old natural California. Well, you better catch up to Wisconsin.
California. Listen, even the tans in California aren't natural.
No, with Midwest, Wisconsin, and Minnesota is an amazing part of the country if you're a foodie. You would not believe even the greasy spoons have excellent quality food. Some of them are absolutely horrible, of course.
Yeah.
But
yeah, I'm just looking at the chat. Yes, Stuart T, you can get Edam and Huda. I can't do it now. Huda. In Lidl and Aldi. Yeah, you can. You can get it in most British supermarkets, to be fair. It's fairly easy to get hold of nowadays.
Yeah. There might even be some at the little Sainsbury's down the road.
We had
my main thing is my Edam cheese and my Polish sausage. These are going to be my problems in America.
And that's the other thing. If you really want the best you can get in America, come to Milwaukee and get sausages. Milwaukee is a very, very German city. In fact, its official newspapers of the town were all German until the First World War.
I don't know what the Polish sausages are called in German. I'll have to find out.
See, I'm kind of split two ways in terms of sausages, because it's like Polish sausages are good, but also local butcher sausages are very good as well.
Oh, there's so many really good sausages.
We've got a very good.
We've got very good sausage, yeah.
But they don't come wrapped in plastic.
Yeah, no, that's good.
There's a well-known butchers, like proper old school, like farm butchers. So you pretty much know the meat's been come from literally next door to the shop, sort of thing.
I'm almost 100% certain I have walked through a field that had an animal in it that months later I was eating.
Yeah,
I wouldn't be surprised
because I try and buy local where I can.
I need to be within at least shipping distance of somewhere that's going to sell me cabanas. Because when I get a craving for cabanas, I will get back on a plane to England and go to my local meat market in Bradford to get cabanas if I have to.
So you can't copa without cabanas?
I know
you're lucky I married you.
I'm trying to.
I know for a fact some of the beef I've gotten from our local co-op has been from the ranch down the road where I actually met the cow. Hi, I'm going to eat you.
I always remember. I think it was the comedian Mark Thomas, and because he was always somewhat a little bit political with his comedy, but he would quite often do jokes on people, Paul. But one of them, he was interviewing, I think, some ambassador from, I think it may have been Indonesia, I'm not sure, but it was someone who had recently been in trouble, made news because they shot a lot of their own people or something. It was, and the guy was doing this interview with Mark Thomas, and he was doing the whole, well, you have to understand, the culture here is different from what you have in the UK. That old excuse, it's a cultural thing to shoot our people here. And he sort of said, so Mark Thomas played along with it and then said, well, that's what we're doing, kind of a cultural exchange. We'd like to offer you, we've got a special British delicacy that for you to eat here. It's called tripe.
Oh,
yeah.
That was cruel. Yeah. That was cruel and unusual.
Cruel
that
and
was,
unusual, but
I
probably
mean,
justified.
the guy who was interviewing was just making excuses for war crimes. So so
Yeah. Like seriously,
I
the
think it's-
Geneva
I think
Convention would like a word.
Did he get
Yeah.
it?
oh yeah,
I've been called cruel and unusual for threatening to send my small sibling down to London.
You should have had. They should have prepared him tripe with a little high haggis on the side.
Oh, but speaking of war crimes,
Don't mention the war.
so did you know that Professor X is technically a war criminal?
Who's Professor X?
From which time? I'm fairly sure that's
yeah.
happened several times.
Well, any timeline where he has Storm as a member of the X-Men, he's because there is a provision in the Geneva Convention against weaponizing the weather.
Yeah. For some strange reason, because that's a thing. Also, as well, because I looked at this, I say pointing there as if that's technically most of the characters in the Harry Potter series are war criminals.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because they
what
use
I want
magic?
to know.
No.
What I want to know is why none of the Muggle-born teachers had a gun license, because that would have made taking out Death Eaters easier.
Never bring a wand to a gunfight.
Yeah.
But yeah, no. Torture of prisoners. Indecent.
I'm waiting.
I mean, they kept a prisoner in a jar for 6 months, like a literal jam jar.
Mm-hmm.
So and that was when she was 15.
Cool. Noodle, who come up? That's a bit weird. Who come up with all of that story for Harry Potter?
Oh, what's her name?
Can't remember.
Wasn't it Isekai?
I just want to do it. Go on, I'll just do it.
Yeah. My knuckles are already getting sore just hearing about it.
I mean, couldn't we make that person the real life Voldemort? Like you're not allowed to say Voldemort's name, but we can do that. Voldemort.
She who must not be named. Yeah.
Yes. Shouldn't we just make her she who must not be named?
Honestly, in the Harry Potter fandom, she pretty much is.
That's that. If you say she who must not be named, that's what you're gonna get.
In the Harry Potter fandom, yeah.
Right.
Oops. So I will play that.
But yeah, you've got all kinds of things.
Yeah.
Torture of non-combatants. You've got torture. Full stop. Biological warfare, chemical warfare.
Chemical warfare.
Who wants
I started something.
Who wants to react to a video here?
Go on.
I mentioned Mark Thomas. Okay, so this would be here. Mark Thomas.
Who's Mark Thomas?
He's a British comedian. He's a British comedian, but he did a lot of should we say, stunts on certain people. This is Mark Thomas versus McDonald's. Oops.
Yeah.
Sounds out.
Here.
No. It's there. I'm sure it's there.
McDonald's corporate symbol is the golden arches. When they see the golden arches, if they're driving along the street, then they know they can trust on McDonald's. They know they can depend on getting good quality food in a pleasant environment.
How important then is the sense of fun?
Fun is crucial at McDonald's.
Do you hope that spills over into the drive-in?
Yeah, I tell you, actually, drive-through is a really fun place to work.
Yeah, right.
Because it is still a bit of a novelty. Yeah. And people who come through are often ready for a bit of a laugh.
First one's excellent. On it about.
That's exactly what McDonald's is like.
Yeah.
Goodness.
Hello? Can I have 100 burgers? Can I have 100 burgers? Your 49p burgers, 100 of them. Yeah. 8 minutes. Fine. Where do we sit?
46.55.
Excellent.
Today's going to be a good day, I can tell. 30, 45 change.
Excellent. Thank you.
Back when the burgers were 49p.
Yeah, I
Can you
remember
put it in the
that back
back?
in the day. Yeah.
I'm old enough to remember them being 99p, not 49p.
Parking up, just up there on the.
Right outside the McDonald's.
Do you reckon people will see that? Okay.
Burgers a pound. Watch.
Yeah.
They look like Mormons, those two.
We're going to get rid of the burgers. Do you want one? What is McDonald's property? All of it?
This side of the pavement.
Sorry, which side of the pavement is? What? Sorry, I'm not quite. So which bit isn't?
The road you're in.
The road we're in.
Well, that's from McDonald's property.
Okay, then if they stand somewhere else, that'll be good then. So do you reckon?
You go back to work. Before I sack you.
Assholes.
It is good fun. It's a great place to work.
Are you going to leave McDonald's balls?
Yeah. Well, I'm not on it, am I?
No, but your friends are, mate.
The ball. You want the bulldog?
I want the bulldog from the people of this.
Okay, I've got to leave my mate in case we get a sudden rush. All right, but I'll put this here. Burgers here. Yeah, I've got some burgers. Do you want to get? I think they're 30p. 30? Is it that? They're 49p.
Yeah, not allowed to film on my phone.
49p. Excuse me. So, do you recommend we sell them on at 49?
Ronald McDonald is a children's friend. He comes into restaurants and
he's
gives
not.
children's magic shows, and he also appears in our children's commercials.
Looks like a child catcher.
Yes, the drive-through is still a novelty, really.
He keeps coming back to the same drive-through, by the way, guys.
Those poor staff.
No, Mormons got.
Fun is
Mormons
crucial at
again.
McDonald's.
Right, all right. So, get out and just. Oh, for God's sake! Sorry, the car's falling apart. I'm sorry. Oh, I'm sorry about this. The car's gone completely into pot. Are you all right? All right, you get out. You get out. What do you want to? What do you want? What do you want?
I'll have a beef burger.
A beef burger. Can we have a beef burger? Can we have a beef burger? There's no problem. That car's 40, but can we have a beef burger? Can we have a beef burger? Do you want to see Ronald or not?
Yeah. We
It's
want
what?
2 Big Macs, 9 pence.
Oh, we want one hamburger.
Yeah, take the order, let's go.
All right.
I'll take the cold off.
Okay. Ronald in? Is Ronald in? Oh, just pull your trousers up. Will you pull your trousers up? I can't believe this.
The service you get at the drive-through windows is every bit as good as the service you'll get at the front counter.
Oh, for God's sake. Just will you behave? Hang on, put the door back on. Put the door back on, for God's sake.
I
Will you put it out? Put it out. Put it out.
We don't want to get a copyright strike.
I'm terribly sorry about this.
Yeah.
Well, we definitely wouldn't get one from Mark Thomas himself. I can guarantee you that.
Mm-hmm.
This has been on.
See, I think that a lot of Mark Thomas's stuff is just a bit of a demonstration that some people have a fundamental deficiency of fun.
Yeah, like fundamental irony deficiency.
Yeah, I mean, he actually went for he actually went and got the Guinness Book of World Records for the biggest amount of political protests in one day. Because there was certain rules about protesting within like a square mile of the Houses of Parliament in the UK, and he would just do this in a way where he would just bog the police officer down in paperwork for all these silly little protests he wants to do. He said, I want to hold a demonstration here to defend absurdism. And then the guy, the police officer, lost it with him. He says, you know, you're just causing me so much bloody paperwork, Mark. It's getting frustrating. He says, oh, can I put in another request for a demonstration? He says, what is it now? I want to demonstrate against less paperwork for police officers.
Do you know what this is like? Does anyone remember that TV show Just for Laughs?
Yeah,
it's that. And the thing is, it's harmless. It's not like I think after Just for Laughs, the prank shows got a bit iffy. they started crossing lines.
Yeah.
But the actual, just the innocent ones, where it's stuff like that, they're not necessarily doing any real harm. It's just, yeah, they're all.
I've not
will
seen
tell you that
massive
after
amounts.
a little later in that, he tries to bring a tank through the drive-through.
I haven't watched a massive amount of it, but I have quite enjoyed what I've seen of Trigger Happy TV.
Yeah, well, I think Dom Jolly actually kind of started off doing a lot of his stuff as kind of an extra or a support on some of Mark Thomas's little things. But yeah, I liked Trigger Happy TV because, again, it was fun. It wasn't like malicious. It was just like you'd see this thing happen in front of you in the street, and your immediate reaction would be like, "What the fuck is going on here?" Rather than the wind-ups that were there just to get people angry and irate, like
seems like most people have forgotten the golden rule of trolling: confuse, don't abuse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we should bring that back. We should make like 2021 the year of the original troll.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, my favorite way to mess with people's heads is to wait till they've walked out the room, wait till they come back in, and hide my hand behind my back with nothing in it.
Yeah, see what they think. Yeah, that's fun. I know someone. I actually made friends with someone by rickrolling them on Twitter.
Excellent.
And now every time they see anything that's a rickroll, they tag me in it. And I just respond with gifs, and they're slowly learning that I actually like that song, so it's not.
I once rickrolled my mum by sending her. I'm trying to think what I sent her now. I sent her a letter, and it had a CD in it. I just put it in an envelope and just handed it to her.
That's just so. That's what we would have done in the 90s before the internet if we wanted to rickroll someone.
Yeah, I will
love
always remember the most creative one I came across was back when I was obviously in Norse pagans and whatever. Someone sent me this. I think it was like a meme kind of thing, and we're all written in the Norse runic alphabet.
Yeah,
and it was ancient Norse proverb. And then
Jeff, I can't hear you.
Hold on.
We can hear him.
Why?
I think Ring's audio's misbehaving.
Yeah.
Ring?
Yeah?
Okay, so you can hear me.
Noodle.
Yeah, and I can hear you now, Jeff.
Okay.
Yeah.
But so Hops is buffering.
Testing 1, 2, 3.
Yeah. Here you find Jenny.
Testing 1, 2.
Yep.
1, 2.
Okay.
Cool.
Momentary thing there, I think, but there was this it was like a meme or something that was given to me, and it was all in the Norse runic alphabet, and it was just an ancient Scandinavian proverb. And I started translating it and realizing it was saying, "Never gonna give you up, never." I'm like, "You bastards!" That was fantastic.
Oh, that's great.
Oh, speaking of runes, so there's this one stone in Scandinavia that people had been trying to translate for hundreds and hundreds of years. Turns out there weren't actually runes on the stone; it was just erosion marks.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Listen, shit like that happens all the time in history and archaeology.
Yeah.
It's hilarious. Oh, the best one is best cock-ups by historians ever has still got to be the spelling mistake at Cambridge.
What was that?
They opened a new classics department. This is going back about 10 years, I think. They opened a new classics department at Cambridge University, all this. They set it up. It was and then there's a spelling mistake in the quote above the door. In ancient Greek or in Latin, I can't remember which. But it's just that's still like, yeah.
Romans, they go to house.
People called Romans, they go the house.
Yeah. No, people called Romanus, is it? I think people called Romanus. They go the house.
Yeah.
We had this one with our little asterisk stream, didn't we, the other day with the bit of graffiti by Obelix, and it could be actually read in a number of different ways, but it was obviously meant to be these Romans are crazy. But yeah.
Well, that's the thing with Latin. It's we have a very set sentence structure in English.
Yeah.
Like if you put the subject or the object or the verb in the wrong place in an English sentence, you'll sound like a lunatic.
Yeah, but it's much more free in
Latin, not so much.
And in many other
in the common street vernacular, sentence structure is insanely backwards. In many cases, people are just so bad at talking and writing that the subject is in the completely wrong place in the sentence, or the verb is completely wrong.
Oh yeah.
I wouldn't say that
crazy.
I wouldn't say that people are bad at talking and writing. I'd say that our language has kind of progressed beyond the strictures that were imposed upon us by the Victorians.
Well, I get what you're saying, but still, horrible sentence structure is horrible sentence structure. And if you're saying something in such a way that you're implying that the secondary subject is doing the action that the first subject is actually doing, then you've really done something wrong.
Should we get political again and start discussing the Oxford comma?
No.
I'm all for the Oxford comma.
I mean, yeah, I think the thing with Latin is if you translate word for word what's being said into an English sentence,
you're not going to get anything coherent.
It's going to sound like Yoda talking.
Yeah, no, you can't transliterate Latin.
Speaking about Yoda, I was just about to bring him up as well. If you take the Celtic languages, I mean, it must be absolute hell to translate Star Wars into them, because the verb will always be at the front of the sentence. So how would you properly translate what Yoda says into Yoda?
Make him speak in the same subject. It's subject, verb, object in English, isn't it? Where?
Yeah, and
make him do it in the English structure.
But in Irish and Welsh, and as I'm told at least in other Celtic languages as well, the verb is always at the very front of the sentence.
But if you're trying to translate Yoda, who in terms of American or British English will flop a subject around to the back of the sentence instead of the front or the middle, wouldn't then not putting the verb at the beginning of the sentence be part of that change, that oddness that Yoda has?
That's what I mean. So if you were putting it into a language where they put the verb at the start of the sentence, use maybe an English sentence structure where we don't do that.
Yeah.
To make
crazy these Romans are.
Hello, we're talking about Yoda.
Possibly. Question is if it would still sound like that. Well, probably it would, but I mean, I wouldn't be the judge. But I'd really like to ask someone who's fluent in either Welsh or Irish that question.
Yeah.
So to take that sentence structure, and obviously I don't know what it would be in the Irish.
Something? Me said no, but to talk about Yoda. Sorry, I had to do that.
We'll never forgive you for that.
Never forgive you.
To be honest, I tend to save Jar Jar for torturing Mama Atheist. To be honest,
far better than Jar Jar I am.
What did Mama Atheist ever do to you?
Nothing. It's nothing. It's just
an unforgivable curse, Jeff.
You're just evil and like to have fun looking up.
Yeah, I'm a bit evil.
So I
Put it this
wonder.
way: I wouldn't be quite as brave if she was in the same room as me. Let's put it that way.
So I wonder. Since we're talking about Mama Atheist, I wonder why I wonder if she knows why Mandalorians only drink buttermilk.
I have no idea.
Well, it's because this is the way.
Oh, God. Oh, man.
All right, well, must
Dairy
use that
jokes
joke
are
on her
that's pretty
sometime.
low, man.
You see this?
Is
This
this-
is my
is that a-
1,000-yard stare. I married this person.
Is that a dairy brand? Is that a dairy brand I haven't heard of, or am I just so stupid? Because it's kind of,
so you know how when you're making butter, it the clumps become
right? Yeah, I know.
you get the curds, and the stuff that eventually becomes buttermilk is the whey.
Ah, right. Okay.
Yeah.
I did not.
Oh,
I
gosh.
did not know the word, but now that I do, I think it's closely related to the Danish word, which is velle.
Ah,
Might be.
Would be the same word.
I just
Stop this
the
line of
thing is,
subject.
I'm a city person. The only time I've ever heard of whey in my life is reading about Little Miss Muffet or Little Miss Tuffet or whatever the hell her name was when I was a kid.
Oh, I forget you wouldn't. We've made our own butter a few times, so I'm familiar with it.
I'm a city person.
Noodle, when you make
I don't
to
make
Vermont or
butter. I
Wisconsin,
buy it
you-
from the supermarket.
Noodle, when you make it to Wisconsin or Vermont, you have to have some fresh is the key word, cheese curds.
Anyway, guys, I think I'm going to jump out now.
No worries.
Okay, no worries. Thanks for coming on, Hops.
Do cooking and stuff. So thanks for having me. And
Yeah, you're always welcome here, mate. So
yep.
Right.
Go.
Well,
Take
so
care.
always a pleasure to have you in a hangout. So,
thanks.
Hops. By the way, before you do go, actually, might just ask you, you about this Sunday, or have you got the childcare issues?
Sunday is okay. I have to
Okay.
go to work in the evening though, just like today.
Just Noodle and I are probably doing something a little bit different with our asterisk thing, where we're going to get some people in.
Okay.
So I was wondering if you were about for that.
Yeah, I'd probably be. Yeah.
Well, you're normally about to watch it, so
Yeah.
Yes. I'll definitely watch it. Jump in if I can. Yeah, sure. I can do that.
Yeah.
Cool.
So, everyone, always remember to drink responsibly. And until next time, cheers.
Bye-bye.
take care, Hobbs.
Bye.
Cheers.
And hello to B in the chat.
Yes.
Hi, B.
Hi, B. I don't know who B is. I need to look.
You know that B.
I can't see the chat. So that's what I mean.
Okay.
No, I don't know who he is. Like, I'll physically. Oh, hi, B.
So I might be slightly distracted for some of the stream now because I've been presented with a mystery.
Oh, what mystery?
So one of my friends from college DM'd me saying, "Hey Sam, how do you know when you've got a crush on someone?" And so we had a bit of a conversation about that, and I said, "Is it anybody I know that you think you might have a crush on?" Because that's the only reason they'd be asking. And they've just got back to me with the response, maybe. And we've clarified that that's a vague maybe and not a don't know maybe. Meaning, I know this person.
But they don't want to tell you who it is.
But they don't want to tell me who it is. But there's only a very limited amount of people who we mutually know.
Yeah.
And one of them is their partner.
So that strikes that out. Because presumably they know they've got a crush on their partner.
Yeah, and I know they have a crush on my best mate because they told me that months ago.
How many more people are on this list?
4.
One of them's me.
Yeah, B
Okay.
says it's you.
Oh dear, that would be interesting.
It'd be frustrated the hell out of me if somebody was like, anyone who would do the whole thing, hey, someone's got a crush on you kind of thing, and then not tell you who the fuck it is. I'd be like, fuck you.
Yeah. See, it's more of a. I'm now curious as to which of the group it is because usually I know about this person's crushes months before they do. But we're not in person, so I can't see their behavioral patterns visually, so I can't know this time.
I'm pretty damn sure it was. I'm pretty damn sure this is what Dave actually did to Jen with Godless Sewing. It's like someone's got a crush on you, Jen, and then wouldn't tell. They just sort of see how long he could get away not telling her who it was.
About 3 minutes if Jen decides that she really wants to know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If anybody told me that they had a crush on me, I'd call them a liar.
See, I've had several people say they have a crush on me and then be lying about it. So that is a reasonable assumption for me to make if someone says they have a crush on me, which has resulted in me having to be told several times when some of my exes had crushes on me.
Fair.
Meanwhile, I am, just oblivious.
Yes.
Oh, I'm oblivious as fuck. Like,
I am.
I made a comment about.
No. When Ring says they're oblivious, I mean it's a whole different ball game. As in, someone was flirting with Ring right in front of me, and Ring didn't notice this person flirting or me passive aggressively putting them off.
Okay,
like, Ring was totally oblivious to all of this.
That sounds perfectly normal.
Noodle. Someone tried to ask me out 4 times before I got the hint that they liked me.
Okay, so either they didn't ask you out clearly enough, or you need to get your hearing tested. I hear Specsavers do that now.
One of the times they straight up just said, "Hey, do you want to go for a drink sometime?" And it was like, "Yeah, sure. Is anyone else coming?"
Oh gosh. That sounds like the level of oblivious I was as a first-year undergrad.
Yeah, well, I'm equivalent of first year at uni, so...
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, I'm not oblivious as to when people are flirting with other people, but when people are flirting with me, I'm not going to know unless I'm told.
So, yeah, like I have old uni mates get in touch with me now and we'll be reminiscing and they'll randomly say to me, "Oh, you know that person was flirting with you." And I was like, "They can't have been flirting with me. I was already with Ring." And they're just like, "No, they were flirting with you."
I feel like we're all bad at telling when someone's flirting with us.
To be fair, I have a diagnosis that gives me an excuse.
Yeah. Oh, fair enough. I mean, I can probably also excuse myself with autism.
Yeah, you can. Yeah.
I've never officially been diagnosed, but I'm very much likely on the spectrum.
That is fair. I only got officially diagnosed months before COVID.
But yeah, it was like 3rd or 4th grade. Social worker was there to, watch another student and mentioned to my mom that I was likely autistic.
Fair. See, have I told you guys the story of how I got told that I straight up just don't have autism by a professional in a professional setting?
Okay, unless that professional setting was them assessing you. Why did they think they had the right to comment?
I got assessed for autism at 9 years old and told I didn't have it.
To be fair, 9 years old's quite young for an assessment.
They try and assess you at 7 now.
Yeah. But when you were 9 years old, that would have been...
Yeah. And so it was just like, I just straight... The thing is, though, that, like, I was sat there, bouncing my leg up and down, talking to this guy.
Yeah, but they think that stimming is rocking backwards and forwards. They don't realise that this is stimming. And this is stimming.
Yeah,
so
because I didn't want the same thing to happen, I went to them with a list of 50 symptoms of symptoms of autism that I have and why I think I'm autistic the second time round. And the person just looked at the list and went, yeah, no, you're autistic.
Yeah, no, I'd never even heard of dyspraxia when I got my diagnosis. I just showed up, he told me to write something down, and he just looked at it and he went, you're an undergrad. He tested my IQ. He tested my IQ so high, he told me he was going to pass my name on to, not Mensa, the other one, top 1% IQ testing. And then he looked at me writing and said, you write at 18 words a minute and I can't read it.
See, I'm very similar to that. My writing is excruciatingly slow and illegible.
Yeah.
I always put that down to me being left-handed, but apparently it's a thing with dyspraxia.
Yeah,
and
I
autism and dyspraxia are very commonly together. So
yeah, I've been told I have dyspraxic tendencies, but
no, that's what they say with dyspraxic tendencies. They say dyspraxic tendencies if most of your symptoms are fine motor skills. They'll only say out and out dyspraxic on your IEP if it's gross motor skills, so if you like trip over something in front of them.
I fall over my own feet regularly.
Yeah, regular, but never in front of a psychologist. That's the problem.
Actually, funnily enough, in first grade, I had to take time out of school to see a specialist to work on my fine motor skills.
Listen. If I'm dyspraxic, Rig, I don't need a doctor to tell me you definitely are.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't trust you to hold a spanner. I love you, but I don't trust you to hold a spanner. Please step back and let me do it.
Yeah, and if you like seeing this, get me to 200 because when I hit 200, I'm gonna have an embarrassing story stream.
And let me tell you, that embarrassing story stream is going to be what I present to a psychologist one day to get you your dyspraxia diagnosis.
See, I have a list of things that I'm fairly certain I need to at least get checked for, and I have the order I need to get checked for them in.
Yeah. But
though, funnily enough, despite having done that, OCD is not on the list.
That's not OCD. That's been organised.
The thing is that I'm never that organised. That's one of the reasons I think I have ADHD is I can't organise, or my brain doesn't like it.
No, the thing is, right, this is what happens. I mentioned this. They told me, oh, dyspraxia, you'll be disorganised and messy. And I said, yeah, I am. But literally everyone I know comments on how organised I am and how I save everything on my phone and keep diaries and logbooks and things. Like, even my manager at work is just like, but you're so organised, Noodle. And I'm just like, I'm that organised because I have to be. Because if I wasn't, I would literally forget my own head.
Oh, by the way, hi, Ox, Dave, and Robert for turning up.
Yes. Hello to humans.
Hey. Hello.
Yeah.
Speaking of Ox, yes, left-handed people rule. We rule. The world is hard.
I just want to say a thank you to Dave and is part of the Kaz. Thanks for clipping that my little tirade on that troll the other day. Some people in there were saying to me, "You don't want to give him attention, and why clip that?" And I was kind of like, because it suggested that it might be quite quite funny, and I don't mind admitting it. It's a shameless little clip for a few views. You know, if it gets any, it gets any. So I don't mind admitting that.
Well, plus you weren't the one who clipped it; you just posted it.
Yeah, I did. To be fair, I did ask Dave to clip it.
Yeah.
Speaking of clips and things, someone made a suggestion on one of my streams a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah.
Or on a stream we were all on a couple of weeks ago, where I said, what other games should I play but Death Stranding? And someone made a suggestion. And they suggested Minecraft. And I got paid today.
A lot of people do Minecraft, though.
I was going to say, if you're playing Minecraft, maybe we need to set something up at some point, but it would depend on what edition you get in and shit as well.
It'll be the Windows 10 edition, whatever that is.
Hop in now and again, but I just generally don't watch gaming streams personally, but
you popped in the other night to see me,
did
so
pop
I
in.
appreciate that. Yeah,
I do. Yeah, I mean, I popped into yours occasionally. I pop into Slim's. I saw Slim's in the chat, but Slim does a few gaming streams. It's not
Well,
really.
to be fair, my streams are not so much gaming streams as they are cock-up streams.
Yeah.
I'm gonna need to back out because I need to use the restroom before I go and murder some Duragar.
Okay.
Cool. Have fun storming the castle.
Ring's going for a Riley break.
Yeah. Well,
Ring's
also
going to
I've
play
got
D&D. So
yeah, I've
have fun
got
storming the castle.
D&D in 10 minutes.
Okay, cool.
Cool.
Okay.
Yep.
Ring.
Yep.
Bye.
Take care, Ring. So I've got an update for you on the mystery.
Go on.
Her partner reached out to me.
It's you, isn't it?
The message reads, "You is dumbs and oblivious."
Yes, it's you. Whose money was on that?
I think most people's.
I was gonna say, like, yeah, you're dumb and oblivious. I mean, at least their partner knows. That's, it's a good start.
The thing is that their partner is usually the first to know, unless I can see it first.
That's fair. But yeah,
Because
I have Minecraft, so I may do a couple of gaming streams on that. Oh.
Nice.
Well, I guess living my life is just a whole bunch easier than all of yours because I've never had anybody anywhere on the planet ever have a crush on me, so I don't have to.
I don't think that's true. Maybe you're as oblivious as the rest of us.
Yeah, I think we just generally oblivious.
Yeah.
I mean,
the whole group of us.
Look, I'm well aware that the only people who want my body are medical science, so I'm very well aware of that. But
they rejected me.
To be fair, not even the donor register wants my body. Like,
I make the joke that they would probably want to examine my brain to work out what the fuck's wrong with it, but given people's attitude to mental health, they wouldn't.
I mean, honestly, if they said to me, "We want your brain to figure out what's wrong with it," I'd say, "Yeah, that's probably a good use for it."
Yeah, I would as well. I'd be like, "Hey, if when I'm dead you want my brain, you can have it."
Yeah, you can have it right now. I don't fucking care anymore.
I'm great. Like, you can do whatever studies you want on me. Just please publish them posthumously.
Be right back.
So, because I don't want to see what professionals think of me.
I'm frightened to find out what a professional might think of me.
See, I was for a while, but I spoke to a professional, and apparently I'm not that bad, which concerns me, because what are the rest of the people like then? Because I know what I'm like. Probably have that discussion. But yeah.
Yeah.
My shrink has been trying to talk me into admitting myself to the psych unit for the last month and a half. Every time she sees me.
Mm-hmm.
And I tell her I won't do it. I used to work at a psych unit. I know what goes on there.
I visited one once. That's all I needed to know. Friend was in there, and but there's other things to do with, like, in psych careers without being on an actual psych unit. So
yeah, this took a bit of a downward spiral, didn't it?
Yeah,
quickly.
it's 'cause Sam disappeared.
Yeah.
Sam's the life and soul of the party.
Yeah, we just Jenny and I just generally in like depressed states about whenever our love life gets brought up. So,
Okay.
or lack
Moving on
thereof,
from the
lack thereof.
Do you know what? I see a meme that goes around a lot, and the meme reads, "When I was a child, everyone wanted to know what my favorite dinosaur was, but now I'm an adult, they don't, and this makes me sad. So I'm going to ask everyone, what's your favorite dinosaur?"
Barney.
Spinosaurus.
This is fair. I love, Spinosaurus. Tell us about the Spinosaurus, Jenna.
Well, they're spiny.
They're spiny.
I like them because they're just funky looking, and they're low and squat and ugly and fat, pretty much just like me. So
they're the ones with the thingies on the back.
No, that's a Stegosaurus.
Yeah.
Spinosaurus.
No, not the thingies on the back. The thingies on the back.
They got knobby, pointy things over the whole body.
This is not helpful, is it?
Not helpful.
So there's the Stegosaurus that's got like the points on the
plates.
back.
Yeah, bony plates.
And then the Spinosaurus is like a dorsal fin on the back, but it goes all like, isn't it? Like kind of.
Well,
It's
I
like
might
a
be
fin
thinking the wrong name. I thought a Spinosaurus was this thing that looks, it's kind of flat like a turtle, although it's not a shell, but it's kind of like turtle shaped and low, and it's got these knobby spine things all over its back, not just down the middle.
No, the Spinosaurus is the one it looks almost like a fish. I'm gonna say fish wing, but it's not a fish wing. It's not a wing. What is it? Fin. That's the word I'm looking for. Fin.
Jeff, look up Spinosaurus and share it.
Yeah.
Spinosaurus. Dinosaur.
And if it's the wrong one, then I'll just change my mind to Trilobite.
Doke. All right, I'm just trying to find a good image. So, oh dear. All right. Okay. Screen. That thing. Oh god damn it. As soon as I share it. That
Yeah,
thing.
that's what I thought a Spinosaurus.
Okay, no, I'm thinking of the wrong creature. Then I'm sorry.
Okay.
Then I'll just say Trilobite. Any Trilobite. They're all a little different.
Oh, and they're the ones that look like cockroaches but huge.
Yeah, they're like ocean cockroaches.
Yeah. Jeff said Barney. I'm going to say Tetradons.
Or hey, we got a flurf in the chat, by the way. But
Oh, we got a flurf in the chat, have we?
yeah.
Which one?
Jolly Man. I don't know. Well, I don't really know the Jolly Man, but
well, there's no reason to pay attention.
Dinosaurs existed, but anyway, no, I'm not here for like.
We're discussing which ones are our favourites.
Yeah,
Flurfers are my favorite dinosaurs.
So far behind the times.
Well, obviously, I mean, this is the Stegosaurus, obviously, which is a lot of people. So,
what do Flurfers and Stegosaurs have in common?
Go on then.
The both brains are the size of a walnut.
Fair.
Yeah, possibly. Yeah, I mean, it's very difficult. I mean, because the thing is, I mean, I've been to the Natural History Museum in London a few times, and I know there's going to be the whole. Yeah, some of those things are plastic. Yeah, but
they're plastic casts of real archaeological finds, though.
Or mixed in with real archaeological finds. Yeah, that's how you put a model together.
Because you can't always put an original archaeological find on display ethically.
Yeah.
Like, I have a serious bee in my bonnet because there is a museum not far from me that has a genuine human skeleton on display, and I have a bee in my bonnet about that. Because it's in a white case and it's got stickers all over it, and there is no attempt whatsoever to show any respect for the fact that this is a human being. Now, I don't care what religion you are, that's wrong, and it annoys me. But there are certain archaeological finds that are so delicate that you cannot put them on shore because they will degrade under light or in an oxygenated environment.
No. God damn it. Not you, Noodle. Not you, Noodle.
So, yeah, that's why they make plastic casts and things.
First of all, it's not Peltdown, it's Piltdown, man. That was a hoax that was played on the scientific community. That wasn't a hoax by the scientific community. And it was exposed later as a hoax by the scientific community. To this day, we don't know for certain who was behind the Piltdown hoax. I mean, I've heard all sorts of things from maybe the archaeologists behind it, even to Arthur Conan Doyle. I've heard that theory as well. No, the Pilt. I mean, I get this. I hear this a lot from I hear this a lot from young Earth creationists that the Piltdown man was a deliberate hoax, like by evolutionists or whatever. No, it was not. I would say about Piltdown. What I will say about Piltdown, I would say that the British scientific establishment at the time allowed themselves to be a bit biased in their thinking, and it led them to maybe not being as on. Because I think there's a little bit of cultural nationalism coming into play here. That you had all the findings in Germany, like the Neanderthals and so on. So there was almost that. Well, where is the earliest Englishman? So they obviously found the Piltdown bones. And yes, that took in the scientific community in London for like 40 years. The sad thing was there was a far more important find that happened in the time with one of the it was one of the Australopithecus finds. I can't remember which one, if it's Africanus or the other one.
Child, Australopithecus africanus.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure which one. It was one of the Australopithecus finds. I can't quite remember which. It wasn't the Lucy finds. It wasn't that one.
No, it's another one. It's I can't pronounce it. It's spelled Taung. Taung.
Yeah.
Baby. There's also the Peking man.
Oh boy.
So
and there's also
listen. I'm just gonna jolly man. I'm just gonna say something to you. I'm not going to go off on a tirade like I did against the other guy who was in there the other day. You're welcome to comment in here, but we're supposed to be here for a bit of fun today. I'm not really in the mood for answering really, really dumb questions like that. I mean, if you think giants are being hidden from us, sorry, dude.
Listen, giants are not being hidden from us. My spouse is 6'2".
Whatever the fucking hell you've been smoking, stop smoking it. That's all I'm gonna say.
Whoever you're listening to and thinks educating you, they're not.
Literally, you Google that question they just asked, and the first 5, 6, 7, 8 pages are all fact checks proving it's false.
Yeah, just ignore the dude in the chat now, guys.
Yeah.
Don't even argue with flirters. They're so biased with their own stupidity. It's just a waste of time. They can't provide any proof whatsoever of anything they believe. Screw them.
Yeah, could be right. It could be the New York Giants.
I tell you what. He's mentioned the Archiraptor. He's going to mention jackalopes next.
Hey, I've seen jackalopes.
Yeah, me too. I saw one at Wall Drug. I mean, granted, it was on a board on a wall, but
yeah, it's Well, I do. Yeah, I do. I vaguely remember
what,
this. I vaguely remember who this is now. This guy, he's a sycophant of Anthony Riley's. Is what I
Let's play a drinking
remember
game.
from my comment section.
Let's play a drinking game. It's Paddy's Day, right? Let's play a drinking game. Every time the flurfer says something stupid, drink. You may not want to use alcohol for this.
Drink. I want to drink responsibly.
They woke up, they breathed, they said anything. We're already drunk.
I mean, to be fair, I just downed my drink after reading some of the comments there, and yeah. Ugh. This drink's actually better with. I've got Coke here. That's what I'm pouring into it, and it's nice. Goes down smooth. Are they still speaking English? How many drinks have I had? Are they still speaking English?
Oh, crikey.
You're getting more understandable. What does that mean?
Yeah. So, yeah, it's just I've kind of reached the limit of what I can deal with some of these people, honestly.
Just leave them.
Yeah.
Hey, have I got a spanner on your channel? I'll just go in and I'll just start removing all the comments.
No, don't. Let him be. He's not said anything out of line. Leave him be. I mean, look, there's reasons I don't mind him coming in there and spouting that. If they're not harming anyone, leave them be. If they're not being an asshole, leave them be.
Well, what you really got to give flurfers credit for, though, is their bravery. To go through life and expose yourself publicly to such incredible stupidity on an ongoing basis like they do is just amazingly brave. That they think that their life is going to improve because they behave this way. It's like, you're a fool. You're just a fool.
No, there's a fine line between bravery and stupidity. I don't think they know where that line is. I know they don't know where that line is.
A lot of it is some of them want to feel special. I want to feel
Also,
like they're in some blooming. They are in on some kind of secret that is being hidden. That the rest of us are not in on.
Well, but they are. They are in on the secret, and the secret they're in on is we've been duped by the best conmen on the planet.
Can I just though? What were the odds that I start talking about dinosaurs and then that shows up?
Pretty darn good, I would say. It's the internet.
But then they are selective in their bravery. As anyone who's seen the saga with Irish Demon and Nathan Thompson over the last few days would probably be aware that.
What's he been up to?
Oh, Nathan was shouting at Demon to debate him on Modern Day Debate this Friday or whatever, and Demon says, "I'm not going to go on Modern Day Debate. I'll go on another channel because, let's be honest, I like James, but James is fucking shit at modding." Really?
We're talking about Modern Day Debate now. I came back at interesting time.
Oh yeah, sorry, we just had a flat earther in the.
I saw. I've seen him around a few times.
No, as long as he's not doing any harm, leave him be. Nathan Thompson was shouting at Demons, come on, Modern Day Debate this Friday, and this is the thing. I like James on a personal level, but he should be better at fucking modding by now. If you're going to run a debate channel.
Yeah, I think he likes the dumpster.
I think he likes the dumpster fire, though. I'm sorry, I'm getting to that kind of. Hey, he likes to dump. I'm almost getting that kind of vibe off of him now. Let's be honest. You bring a guy like Nathan Thompson on, who shouts over everyone. You've got to have a mod who's willing to shut him up.
I don't debate these people because there's a great quote about playing chess with a pigeon.
Yeah. See, I think my friend.
Fighting with a pig in a.
That's what they do. That's what they do. They shit on the board all the time.
I think my friend Maddie over at Science Side Up is planning to debate a flurf on. I think it might actually be Nathan Thompson on Modern Day Debate at some point. And basically, his opener is about like atmospheric shit, and so she's a not climate scientist, a meteorologist.
Mm.
Oh, that should be fun. I like watching other people debate them because I like watching them get torn apart.
I remember when Nathan sort of duped Aaron Ra into coming on that thing, which is Aaron's sort of position was, I'm not going to debate a flurf unless they bring a model or at least a map, so we've got something there to discuss. Okay. Yep. Well, obviously Nathan Thompson couldn't bring a model, a working model of how a flat Earth would work, because they just cannot produce their own scientific model on it, because none of them, it can't work. But not even then. So he sends them this map or whatever, and then about 15, 20 minutes into that debate, Nathan says, well, I don't actually stand behind the map that I presented. It's like, well,
why did you present it then?
Aaron's like, well, what the fuck are we even talking about? And left, and I don't blame him for leaving.
Can I just...
Yeah.
How much have I had to drink, or has this person in the chat just completely descended into nonsense?
There was no dissent. It started there, quite frankly, but
yeah, I know it started there, but at least the sentence structure was reasonably coherent at one point.
The sentence structure is: does this person have 1 or 2 GCSEs?
They have that many?
Let's not be too mean on the guy, you know. So you got some messed up beliefs, dude, seriously, but you're welcome around here as long as you're not a dickhead to anyone.
Okay, so we can safely say that one of the GCSEs they don't have is physics.
Yeah, to be fair, I didn't even get that one, so I can't.
Yeah.
One shouldn't throw stones, shall we say?
That's not how forces work.
Yeah, that's not how forces or molecules work, mate.
That hurts me in my decent grades at A-level physics.
My grades were terrible at A-level physics, but even I know about that.
We could always, hey, Sam, we could always hit the other subject that flurfers are so expert at, human sexuality.
Oh, that I am in that regard. Flurfs don't like me.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's find something else to talk about and ignore the weirdo in the chat because they're annoying me now.
Let's focus on the weirdos in here.
Yeah, let's focus on the weirdos in here.
How about that Mars Perseverance rover? Isn't that just fucking incredible?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know how big that thing is? That thing weighs as much as a Ford 150 pickup truck. It's huge. Yeah. I mean, this thing is like 12, 15 feet across. It's just gigantic. It's not one of these little briefcase-sized things. It is fucking huge.
I saw it to scale size. I think it was family portrait of all the different like Mars rovers and stuff the other day, and it was just nuts.
Mm-hmm.
Mars rovers family portrait. I want to see that. So I'm googling.
I'd have to try and find it. I don't know where the fuck I saw it now.
I can't wait till they get the helicopter going.
Somewhere.
That's the thing I'm waiting for is the helicopter test.
Is this the one Persevere Rose?
It's the most recent.
Rover carried an Easter egg on board, a family portrait showing the evolution of our wheeled avatars on the red planet.
That sounds likely.
It looks almost like it's the top of a skateboard that they're printed on.
You know those little stickers people put on the back of their vehicles?
Yeah, they look like that, yeah.
of a mom, dad, a kid, a dog.
That's cute.
People have made those out of the rovers.
I do find it really cute, and it always it reaffirms what little faith I have in humanity when I see some of the cute things NASA makes the rovers do.
Yeah.
That is fair. The NASA engineers have some creativity and some spirit of fun.
Yeah, like playing Happy Birthday to itself, and just the idea that we call them things like Curiosity and Perseverance is just really sweet.
It's one of the few things that I think if intelligent aliens were to be watching us, that they might find redeemable about us.
Do you know?
It might be the one thing that stops them blowing us up. Yes.
Do you know the quickest way that we will ever land a man on Mars?
Is it firing trumpet it?
No, just tell the Americans there's oil there.
Yeah. that actually reminds. That reminds me of a little anecdote. I was on like a video chat to Ring once, and I was cooking in my kitchen, and I dropped the olive oil. And a lot of it spilled into the frying pan, and the literal words came out my mouth of, "Oh no, too much oil in the pan." And then I clapped my hands over my mouth, and Ring was on deployment at the time, and I said, "Oh shit, don't tell your sergeant that you'll be redeployed." Because it just that was the joke at the time.
I actually think Mars is a little bit like Oklahoma, isn't it? Really, a lot of red dirt and no signs of intelligent life.
Actually, it's Georgia and Alabama that got the red dirt.
That could apply.
Still fits there. Oh gosh.
The hell's is that a typo? True.
True Earther. Yeah. True Earther. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
it's the truth paradox.
So what I think our friend in the chat needs to know is that I am personally the mysterious they.
Yeah, pretty much.
You are the mysterious they. You are that they.
Yeah.
That explains a lot.
As you are the mysterious they, Sam, can I ask you, where's my check from NASA this month? They're a bit late.
Yeah.
Oh, I was going to say, did they not send it to you guys?
No,
Meryl was
they
telling me hers was late too.
Yeah.
No, mine's late. I don't know what happened.
I'm waiting for my bonus check.
Gosh, am I going to have to write to the board again?
Yes.
Yeah, I think so.
You may have to.
I think look, to be honest, I'm going to spill the beans about the flat Earth if they don't start paying up soon.
Yeah. Bills to pay, you know.
Fair enough. Well, I will work on it. Maybe we can get someone from the research team over on the microchip side to give us a hand.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the microchip team are a bit busy at the moment, though, aren't they?
Oh shit!
So
yeah, we
those
got vaccines
going out. Yeah.
Point taken.
Yeah. Well, the old thing they say, men are from Mars, women are from Venus, flat earthers are from Uranus.
That's pretty true.
Oh dear.
I mean, I've heard less probable arguments from flat earthers as it happens.
My favorite thing was when I had a conversation with someone at high school who was walking around telling everyone that he was a flat earther, but he believes that it's not actually something that's flat. It is a series of pieces of spaghetti that are held together by meatball sauce.
Oh yeah, the spaghetti meatball theory.
Hold on. I think that's got merit to it. Flying spaghetti monster creation myth confirmed.
There are balls involved.
There's also the long Earth theory.
I've heard Hollow Earth. I've heard about that, but
have you heard the hollow moon theory?
Well, concave Earth's another one that's going around now as well. But
the hollow moon is one of my favorites.
Oh, see, that's a spirit science one as well, or at least one perpetuated by spirit science.
Oh, they are. I hate that channel.
My favorite,
I've not heard this one.
My favorite flurfism though is that the moon does not reflect light, and of course the question that's begged to be asked is, well, then how can you see it at all? Because everything we see is reflected light.
Yeah, I mean, my favorite version of the hollow moon is that the moon is hollow, and then its outer crust is just a bunch of hydraulic piston type things, such that whenever you fire anything in the moon, it's just going to bounce off to protect what's inside it.
Do they know how pistons work?
No. And that the moon's craters are all the same depth, which they're not, which shows that the moon is an artificially created thing put there by aliens so that they can use it to keep an eye on us.
Well, that should be pretty easy for them to provide the
if the aliens are keeping an eye on us, how the hell did America manage to elect Trump? Surely someone should have stepped in.
Yeah, I was going to say, I will be lodging a complaint when they eventually make contact.
Yes, I want to lodge a complaint with our alien overlords. I am going to be the token cat-like pet of the alien overlords, and I'm going to complain loudly.
You're just going to meow at them like you want to be let out and in repeatedly.
Yes.
Is Trump a flat earther?
Probably.
I mean, all the flurfers believe in him, so I just wondered if he believed in them.
That'd be an interesting question to find out.
Oh, I just heard my first robin. I just heard my first robin of the year.
Oh, nice. Noodle, we still need to go shambles at some point.
Yes, we do. We need to go shambles. Because yeah,
soon as we're allowed out the fucking house.
A lot of fun. There's a lot of things in York that are really fun. So as soon as we're both vaccinated and everything opens back up, get out in York.
Yeah. Well, I'm due to have my second shot early April.
March, April. I had my first one in February, so March. Mid-May for me, I think. Wait. Yeah, mid-May. Because they're doing it on this 12-week thing now.
Oh, sorry, so I was just muted. Here we go. My favorite.
We lost Jenny.
My favorite flat Earth. I'll let Jenny back in the set when I'm sure Jenny come back. Okay, my favorite flat Earth clip ever. Bob Nadell's gyroscope.
What we found is when we turned on that gyroscope, we found that we were picking up a drift, a 15 degree per hour drift.
Thanks, Bob.
A 15 degree per hour drift.
Yeah, which is what you would get if the Earth was a globe.
I mean, because yeah.
Yeah. Also, per hour is a poor metric there.
Yeah.
Oh, it's close enough for
that. Was sorry. Oh, Jenny, whilst she dropped out, I just showed the old Bob Nadell clip, the 15 to 15 degree.
I saw it.
Thanks, Bob.
Did you see the robin?
Yeah.
I haven't seen them in a little while, but we get a couple of robins in my back garden quite regularly that are damn near tame now because they're not bothered about us going out there because we always have seed out for the birds and stuff. So,
I mean, we have a few different
look
types
out my
of birds.
window now. There's a blue tit and a pigeon out there.
I was going to say, I think we mainly have blue tits around here.
I live on a council estate. I have noisy pigeons.
Oh, the pigeons. My favorite pigeons are the Manchester pigeons. Just saying.
Mm.
Like, I'm probably very biased, but
I tell you what, the seaside pigeons are a different breed.
oh shit! I've just remembered. I used to go and feed the pigeons in Hebden Bridge.
Oh,
My
so
granddad
it's
used to
your
get them.
fault.
My granddad used to get them to sit on his head while he fed them.
Awesome.
Different times.
Oh.
This is what happens when you live in a generation that was around before the internet. You do things like that.
Yeah, and in fairness, I've done a significant more amount of things like that than most people my age probably know exist. So
Yeah.
Sorry. Oh, sorry, I had to share that clip, but I think I just triggered Jolly Man right now.
The sun moves at 15 degrees per hour. If
I
that
think I just triggered him with that clip because Bob Nadell's big cell phone.
Gee, isn't he a commercial pilot?
So I've heard. I allegedly.
No,
Yeah,
he's not.
allegedly.
Well, isn't this a bit like JM Truth with his whole that he was a sniper or something in the military, and it was like you don't understand how the fuck Coriolis works.
Wolfie 2020 or whatever his name is looked up the official federal records on Nodell, and he's not a commercial pilot.
Yeah,
not even close.
To the surprise of nobody. I've actually suggested to Red's Rhetoric before that he should, that dumb fuck of the year award, should actually be renamed a Nodell Prize.
Would be great.
I'll do it. I have concerns about anyone who bases their opinion of what space looks like on ancient astrology that was based on a heliocentric model.
Mm.
And the fact that astrology was different in different places, and I will not fall down that rabbit hole because I have a whole rant.
Well, a lot of them bases it on sort of like, or at least their interpretation of biblical astrology, to be honest.
Yeah. So, I found myself in an interesting position with my partner's parents.
Go on.
So, one of my partners has parents who are full-on Trumpers. The other partner has parents who are anarchists, but they're also the spirit science teal swan types.
Okay.
Those are the parents of my two partners. Just right there.
Right. No. Sorry, I just saw that shit in the chat. I was going to ignore you, Jolly Man, but seriously,
it was a proto version of astronomy.
No.
That was
No, it's not the
I'm a
same
historian, and I am not going to. Why do you think I just reached for my drink? No,
I was going to say
astronomy is a science that studies, every outside the Earth's atmosphere. Astrology is the belief that the positioning of the stars and the planets, in a certain way, affect events on Earth.
Do you know what? I'm
It's
a
not the same
millennial,
thing,
right? I don't
seriously.
believe in astrology. Now, what's your Hogwarts house?
Exactly. Now,
I'm glad Sam got that.
See, my favorite thing about that is that we have here two historians and two pagans with one person of overlap on both things. It's like, yeah, you're not going to get far peddling that
with us on astrology, mate. Is that really the topic you want to try?
Yeah.
I want Jolly to explain to me how it is that in astrology there is effect on us. What is the force that is affecting us?
Oh no, I won't play the clip.
Oh.
I won't play the clip because the guy says the R word. I'm not a big favour of that, but that clip. I think you know the one I'm on about, Jenny, the Desert File clip.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I I don't tend to because he uses the R words, but so I don't tend to play that clip. But otherwise, it's quite funny.
Fair. You know, you know what I think? I think that despite us being the conspiracy theorists here, clearly, the flat earthers are the actual conspiracy theorists because they just want free tickets to Mars.
No. We are not conspiracy theorists. We get paid. We are conspiracy professionals. They're the theorists.
You're the theorist.
Yep,
we
point
get paid by
taken.
NASA for our shit. Come to our side, mate. Come to our side. Earn yourself a few bob. Chilling for NASA.
Well, you know, they admit to be conspiracy theorists, but maybe they're not realizing that a theory isn't a law.
The theory is only as good as the next experiment that tries it.
Oh boy.
Hey, Ring tweeted out your joke. Ring tweeted out the joke.
The one
Mama
argument I always want to have a flat earther explain is that if they can explain to me exactly why the Terminator line exists, how it works, both in terms of day-to-day activity and seasonal activity, I will accept that the Earth is flat. But that's what they have to prove is how and why the Terminator line works.
Before they do that, I know there are atheists in the room, but you need to pray for me. I'm about to become a widow. Because Ring made that pun joke and tagged Mama Atheist on it on Twitter.
That is
so I'm
not
going to
smart.
need your prayers, folks. I'm about
dear.
to become a widow.
Sacrifices to Hermes for quick escape. So now I actually have an important question for the Jolly Man, actually thinking about it. Do governments have teleportation capacity?
No, of course not.
Oh, no. You're in luck, Noodle. Manda seemed to find that quite funny.
Oh, phew.
Yeah.
Whew, dodged a bullet. I'm going to we need Hobbs back to translate what I'm presuming is that Irish. I presume that's a happy St. Patrick's Day wish. Hi, Toast.
Where?
I don't. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the St. Patrick's Day greeting.
I know. I know Patrick is. I'm probably butchering that pronunciation, but I know that's Patrick in Irish.
Yes.
So.
I recognise it as a St. Patrick's Day greeting. I just do not understand what the words mean. I just know the phrase is a thing.
Yeah, it's a thing.
Yeah, guys.
I never asked about wormholes. I asked about teleportation.
Guys, I'll just say this in the chat. Look, just let him get on with it. As long as the guy doesn't get out of line and be an arsehole to anyone, just let him spout his nonsense.
Fair.
God, I wish I could get to chat at the same time as this.
Oh,
you can. If you open YouTube in the tab.
Don't Dicey, don't time him out. Don't time him out or hide him, guys. As long as he's not an arsehole, he can hang around here.
Porrick. Okay. So is the D pronounced as a W in Irish? I'm just looking at what Tusk said of my mispronunciation. But yeah, cool. Thanks for the correction.
Yeah, I don't know much about Gallic languages, so
I'm not up on them much.
No.
I
was trying.
Okay.
I mean, I think one time I was trying to learn like Old English.
Old English is a
so
nightmare.
Far as Chaucer,
yeah, that's
and
just
I gave
really.
up.
Oh, well, Chaucer's more Middle English, isn't it? I mean,
I have a side-by-side translation of Beowulf somewhere, but I never bothered to actually sit down and try and see how it works together.
Yeah, it looks like a real nightmare too, because it looks like a mishmash of sort of Germanic and Welsh, and it's a
and
real.
Definitely some, I have like Norse letters in there as well.
Yeah,
and it's
just I have a friend. Well, I say for acquaintance, really, but who I know who is an Anglo-Saxon pagan with a master's in history.
Okay.
And the guy, like, I think the guy speaks German and he can read Old English and shit like that.
Listen, to have a master's in history, let me tell you, he'll be able to read German, French, Italian, Spanish, and what's the other language?
Latin.
Russian.
Or Russian.
I at the very least know that he lived in Germany for a bit.
Mm.
Yeah. Because Beowfeld is good people.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
In fact,
but yeah, because I was looking at, you all know I was doing classics, and I was looking at the languages needed to take that onto a PhD, and I looked at it, and they wanted like reading comprehension in 6 modern languages plus 2 ancient languages, and I just looked at this and I was just like, no. My limit on languages is learning how to survive on holiday. Anything more than that, no.
That's a mood.
I do, like, I sat down and worked it out the other day. I can probably survive on holiday in about 8 different languages. Just don't ask me to speak any of them when I'm sober.
See, I actually have a friend who the only time I've ever seen him be drunk, well, ever known him, sorry, to be drunk under the table was in a bar in Greece.
Ouzo. That's all I'm saying in response to that. So I'm just ouzo.
So the other thing that I think we should do, Noodle, is I think we should introduce Ring to my best mate who's Polish and have them have a drink together.
My dad's Polish. That didn't go well. I bought my dad a shot glass one year for his birthday, and it said on it, it was one of those shot glasses that you can have engraved. So it said on it, it had a line and it said single measure, double measure, and then a line just below the rim that said Polish measure. And it was a whiskey-sized shot glass.
Where's the line?
Yeah, there is no line.
Yeah, that I've tried some of their homemade vodka and ooh.
Whew. Yeah. Blows your head off, doesn't it? Well, no,
Yeah, but
actually,
also they
it
do,
doesn't.
like-
It goes down like water. It's when you go outside, you fall over.
Yeah. I was going to say there's a strong taste to it, but it feels fine.
Yeah. I also found ouzo remains the only drink that physically left me feeling like I couldn't feel my legs. That was a fun night.
Fair. I think the strongest thing I've ever drunk was like 65%.
I've drunk Jamaican white rum, which I think is somewhere around 80%.
I was going to say there's some significantly stronger. I just haven't tried them.
Yeah. Overproof white rum. I don't know what percentage that is. Overproof comes in at 63. Once you get to about 70%, though, you really kind of need it. You need to mix it with something, unless you want to go blind, don't you? So.
Yeah. Although you got to be careful what you mix it with, because I was reading a thing recently, basically on why you should go like full fat drinks rather than diet drinks if you're having a mix, unless you want to get
because
pissed.
there's something in them that
accelerates how fast it gets in your system.
Yeah. Appleton Estate. No, not Appleton Estate.
You ever mix Gatorade with alcohol?
No.
Them real fast.
Never done that. I've mixed Red Bull with Guinness before. That's nice.
Fair. I am rather fond of a Malibu and pineapple juice, but it's nothing caffeinated. And I will have a Black Russian with Coke with it.
I think Appleton comes in at about 65%, depending on which one you get. But yeah, I've got a friend who's actually fluent in Vulcan.
Nice. See, I know someone who is fluent in I don't remember which Star Trek language, but a Star Trek language, and then is it Sindarian?
She said something to me once in a text chat, and I looked at it, and I literally, my next reply was, "Is that Arabic? Like, is that like the English lettering of Arabic?" Because that's what it looked like to me.
Fair. I mean, I have read more English writings of Arabic than I should, even though I don't understand the words. I recognize some of the patterns now. Just because I've taken to also messing with some of the Islamic street preachers nearby as well.
That's probably not advisable.
I mean, in fairness, they're significantly nicer to me than the Christian ones, so I'm significantly nicer to them.
Yeah, I mean, you will find in general they are significantly nicer.
Yeah, but like, there's one of them in particular who keeps waving me over whenever he sees me at this point. And it's just like, no, I won't be converting, and here's the thing wrong with the last pamphlet you gave me, and here's why this is a non-sequitur.
He's probably using you to learn, to be fair. So you're probably educating him to beat those answers again. But I don't know, someone told me once there's a thing in Islam about they are duty bound to convert at least one person in their lifetime or something. I don't know exactly what it is.
That sounds about right, but I don't know what.
I don't know what the specific thing is. Please, no one quote me. I'm not an Islamic scholar. I don't know. But
no, you want to know? You want to know something religious from Noodle? Ask them about ancient Rome.
Yeah, ask me about ancient Rome, or ask me about my experience of Catholicism. Those I can answer with some semblance of confidence. And probably less confidence than I have right now, because normally I don't have so much alcohol in my blood. I haven't eaten today, by the way. This is why I'm like this.
Sammy says I don't speak Logan.
See, there is a second language that I can guarantee at least 3 people in this room are fluent in. Sarcasm.
Yeah.
Don't know what you're talking about.
Hang on, wait, no. Sarcasm's not my second language. Sarcasm's my first language.
Point taken, we are British.
Yeah. But I also say you were talking about drinks. I think the strongest thing I've drunk is American moonshine. And it's pretty much peeled I'm sure it peeled a layer of skin off of my tongue.
And the thing is that I don't like drinks that taste harsh. They can be strong, but I like them to taste like,
That's why I like Malibu.
Yeah, like I don't drink just to get drunk. I drink for the taste of it. So
yeah,
that's why I've been called a bit of a booze snob by a couple of friends, because like I drink Malibu whiskey and fruity ciders.
So I'm quite enjoying this Guinness. I mean, I've had a couple of bottles, but I'm not sort of necking it down the same way I do with like lagers.
Yeah,
it's quite nice.
I mean, I can sit and drink 3 or 4 pints of Stella in an hour, but I'm not gonna enjoy it the way I'm enjoying these little shots of this that I'm drinking. Yeah. Although to be fair, I've killed half the bottle.
Well, just because I think in about sort of 5 or 10 minutes, and I'll probably have to bring this thing to a close, because I think Purple Stream will be starting in about 15-20 minutes. So I don't really want to interfere with Perps. So I might bring this to a close in a little bit in 5 or 10 minutes. But yeah, Purple Rhymes with Orange, I think his stream's starting in about 15 minutes or so. So
this is fair.
So
Yeah, that's fair enough.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
So what
See,
we do is we get everyone here, aside from the idiots, and send them to purple. The people who know where purple is know where to find purple.
Well, purple's just more just like a general hangout, isn't it, in a chat rather than anything else. So
yeah.
which is kind of what I wanted
I
this to be
probably
today.
have.
It's just like, you know, let's have a chat and a drink kind of thing.
Why is someone sharing HTML color codes in your chat?
I don't know. I'm not paying attention to anything he's saying.
I know it's not actual HTML color codes, but that's what it looked like for a second.
Yeah.
It does. I looked at it and I was like, what?
It's
RGB
either
stuff.
HTML color codes or it's a D&D dice roll.
Whatever it does, it equals 666. Yeah, numerology's
that looks like algebra to me.
Well, I think it's supposed to be some numerology type bollocks, but which is hilarious because I always remember the time when Red's Rhetoric successfully used numerology to prove that Russian vids had an affair with O.J. Simpson, and the Russian vids was bottom bitch.
You can use numerology to prove anything depending on which system you use, because you can apply any meaning you like.
Yeah.
I have to address something though. Theo's just asked in the chat. They're dressed up all green. Why aren't we? Well, I didn't have anything green to wear, so I did the next best thing and wore my Slytherin t-shirt. So I'm halfway there.
In fairness, I am wearing green. You just can't see it.
Oh, sorry, no. I haven't been ignoring this. Dude, we didn't get flat smack. Stop spouting Nathan Thompson fucking bollocks.
What's a flat smack?
This is I've heard Nathan Thompson say this when he goes out with his leaflets in public. You know, when he harasses young children.
Is this the flurful version of telling people to go touch grass?
This is
what this is?
This is the flurfer version of street preaching. It's absolutely it's stupid. It is beyond stupid. This is what if you remember, this is what Nathan Thompson got arrested for doing that outside of school with a group of very young children, shouting at them that the earth is, you know.
I'm probably far more horrified than I should be, because all I heard there was stood outside of school with very young children.
Yeah. Well, yeah, and
shouting at them about the flat Earth.
Oh,
and,
okay.
and then finishing off by shouting, "I love you."
Ew. Okay,
yeah,
that's creepy.
I mean, come on, even the flat
restraining order, anybody?
That must have realised that Nathan was making a complete jackass of himself there. I mean, the fact that as well that Nathan got epically trolled by Reckless Ben. When Reckless Ben convinced him that it was like a science student from Harvard, and to set up this experiment where with this like giant electromagnet kind of thing, and saying that if the Earth is in fact a globe, we got a thing set up here, another one of these magnets set up in China. Okay. So if the Earth's a globe, we'll set the magnet on the ground here. We'll get a reading from the one in China.
That's not how magnets work.
No, I know it's not how magnets work. But Nathan Thompson bought this shit hook, line, and sinker. They were trolling I mean, you think he might have realised something when they said, "Look, this experiment is dangerous, but we don't have hazmat suits, so we had to get something that will, like, as a substitute." And it was duck onesies.
No, chickens.
Yeah.
Look, I'm a historian. I'm not a physicist or a scientist or anything else, but wow.
Yeah.
Like critical thinking skills. Ooh.
What's that? Is it like common sense?
It's kind of like common sense, yeah. Except common sense.
Hold on. What's this? stories to mock and shame you guys. Wake up. No. If you're
Was that
talking
even
about
English?
if you were talking about Nathan, this is on video. He did this. Okay.
Yep.
There's no out for Nathan Thompson on that one. If that is what you're talking about, because the
Also,
dumbass
can I just-
films himself doing all this stupid stuff.
Can I just point out, this
absolutely
dude's come
find
into
this
your
out too.
chat and thrown all these things at you, presuming that we're all atheists, and there's 2 polytheists in the chat.
Yeah, I was going to
Hellenist.
say half of the panel is pagan.
Yeah.
Like we're even very similar in the pagan beliefs that we believe in.
Yeah, I'm basically proto-Roman, but really Greek, and then you're
Yeah, you're
actually-
Hellenist and I'm Roman, but I'm only Roman rather than Hellenist because I can pronounce the Roman names and not the Greek ones. Like, that's the difference.
And of course, Slim. Slim's a Satanist.
Slim's a
I
Satanist.
don't really identify as a Satanist, but I am a member of the Satanic Temple.
See,
Well, you're a dude.
I have joined them.
The Church of Dude, or whatever it is.
Yeah, I'm ordained. I'm ordained in the Church of the Latter-day Dude.
And I don't,
You know,
I don't believe in God
if you,
or Satan.
next to that, I've got my altar to the dude there with the Big Lebowski posters, and the bowling trophies are up there next to my, underneath of it. So that's like my altar to the dude.
So they've actually just wasted however long they've been in your chat yelling at Jenny.
Pretty much.
Well, no, I am an atheist, so.
Wait a minute, they're yelling at me for what?
Well, apparently you're the only atheist in the room.
Well, no, I am.
Well,
an atheist.
the only person who's not part of a religion.
So I have a genuine question, Scummer, and you don't have to answer, but I would like you to. What religion did you put on your census this week?
I put no religion.
You put no religion.
Oh,
Okay.
shit! When do the censuses have to be finished by?
They have to be finished by the 25th, I think.
Yeah.
Okay, I was going to say, I just
do it
remembered
this
now
week.
I've not done it. I
Basically
just
do it
remembered
this
I've not
week,
done it.
Yeah.
And because you had
I
all
think
the
it's the 22nd or the 25th, so yeah, it's this week.
My little sister wants me to put Jedi.
Oh well, there was a big push for that like 20 years ago, wasn't there?
Yeah, there
originally,
was.
where
Yeah.
to get Jedi recognised in the UK, and I think they were like a few short of the amount of numbers. It's one of the newspapers that almost did it as a trolling thing, a kind of thing. It's like, hey, put Jedi as your religion, and then
The other one was
see, I would put Sith, but the rule of 2 makes it very difficult to get recognised as a religion because you need 10,000. The rule of 2 is a problem.
I am torn between putting pagan, Hellenists, and solipsist.
if it helps, I just put polytheist because I thought that's going to be the generic term most people will use, and therefore is the one most likely to be recognized by sociologists who are going to use this data.
I was going to say, I feel like pagan is probably the one I would go with, purely and simply because then we get to include the Wiccans.
I don't
I
understand.
don't particularly want to include
guys-
the Wiccans, though.
How can you guys believe in ghosts and goblins?
Pardon?
How can you believe in ghosts and goblins? That's
I
all
don't.
religion is.
I don't.
You do if you have a religion, because that's all religion is. There are no gods. There are no spirits. None of that. It doesn't exist.
Not necessarily every religion in the world involves supernatural entities in any shape or form.
Oh, really? Show me.
Buddhism.
Yeah, I was going to say gestures vaguely at Buddhism.
Yeah, just Buddhism.
Yeah, the thing is that religion is a concept that if you try and define it, you're going to fail.
Yeah.
Right, I am going to bring this to a close now because I want to send people over to Purple Rhymes with Orange. Anyone of the mods in the chat want to put a link to that, please do so. Because Purple stream's going to start in just under 10 minutes, so I want to wrap this up in time for that. So go around. Jenny, you got anything you'd like to share?
I'm going to be on Purple Show next.
There you go.
So Mooney or whoever that is in chat can come over there and get annoyed or annoy me or I'll annoy.
Cool. Okay. Noodle.
I'm gonna shill our Asterisk streams. We are doing an open hangout this week on Sunday, usual time, 1 p.m. UK time. We will get in touch with various people if they want to drop in. Sam, you know you're more than welcome.
I
Jenny,
will probably
you too,
drop in.
free. And we will have a chat about what we've read so far before proceeding next week. I also do my gaming streams on Monday nights when I can, be coherent enough to do that. And I'm currently playing through Death Stranding and falling over a lot. So come and watch me make a tit of myself on Monday nights if you like. That's all I've got to show.
Oh, and Sammy as well. Yeah, so link to Purple streams in there. Sam, you got anything you'd like to show?
I've been saying this for a while, but I do intend to actually get the fucking pronouns video out in the next few days. If you guys know Suris, I put a clip from one of his streams on my channel, I think yesterday or something, called the Uwu Wars. Suris does not like us going Uwu in his live chat and insists that we should go OO. And so I clipped that and put that on my YouTube channel with his consent, of course. And then in the next, probably in the next few weeks, but we'll see, we have the first episode of Pub Religion coming out, which is a podcast me, Will over at Godless Sewing, and Maddie over at Science Side Up are doing.
Cool.
And I've probably said this like a billion times at this point, but the premise of it is just an atheist, a pagan, and a Christian walk into a bar.
Yeah. Awesome.
Didn't any of them think to duck?
Okay. As for myself, this week I'll be on Critical Cripple stream at 11 p.m. UK time on Friday. Then I believe I'm going to be on the Shills this Saturday night as well. That's 11:30 UK time. So that's always a good bit of fun going on there. And Sunday I will be streaming with Noodle on Noodle's channel, which Noodle's already plugged. Then we'll be going over to Ring's channel. Ring was in here earlier, obviously, and doing Media Musings, so we're doing Russia's 2112. So yeah, mostly I'm going to be about on other people's channels for the rest of this week. I will say this again, slight little teaser. You know, Noodle and I have been doing the Asterisk streams for a while. Hopefully within the next month or so we will have a big announcement coming. We're hoping to, because we are working on, this is a little teaser, we are working on a future project. We'll just say that
we are
much.
squirreling away on that.
Yeah, and we think it's got some real potential. So but can't reveal too much at this stage, but you sort of hey, watch this space and see what happens. Okay,
follow one or both of us on Twitter to find out more as it happens.
Yep. Okay, doke. Cool. So I'll draw this to a close then. Thanks everyone who's joined in chat today, to Sam, Jenny, Noodle, Ring, and Hopswatch. Thanks to everyone in the chat, including the Flat Earther. Thanks for keeping us a bit entertained for a little bit.
They're always good to laugh at.
Yeah, always good for entertainment, you guys. You know that. So I'm just going to sign off. So have a happy St. Patrick's Day, everyone. Try not to get too drunk. See you later. Salute.
Bye-bye.
Bye.